Hey, welcome back to Half Class Gaming. I'm your host, Sugarful, and we're back again playing some different games today. Quite different than what I normally play. I've actually never played a game that looks anything like this, but believe it or not, this is supposed to be a horror game. I really don't know anything about it. I know I'm late, like 4 years on this game. But it used to be super huge. You've probably heard of it before, Doki Literature Club. I've never played it, never tried it. I think it's going to be quite a good one to play for Halloween, getting ready for the spooky season, you know. It looks like my computer's fucking up though. For some reason it doesn't want to play this. Yeah, it doesn't want to do it in full screen for some reason. I might have to just... Oh my god, fuck off. Might just have to play it like this, I guess. What the fuck is going on now? That just looks awful. Oh yeah, that's a bit better. What in the world? I don't know why this game's acting up. So this is just introducing the friend. Sorry about that. You know, the kind of friend that you'd never see yourself making today, but it just kind of works out because you've known each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting. But if she's gonna chase after me like this, I almost feel better off running away. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let Sayori catch up to me. Haha, I overslept again, but I caught you this time. Maybe only because I decided to stop and wait for you. Hey, it's like you were thinking about ignoring me again. That's mean, Sugarful. That's actually where I got the name from, is Sugar, because people would call me that in Overwatch when I used to play that, and in Call of Duty and shit. They'll be like, oh, Sugar, they're to the left. And it's like, oh, hey, Sugar. Well, if people stare at you for acting weird, then I don't want them to think we're a couple or something. Fine, but you did wait for me after all. I guess you don't have it in you to be mean, even if you wanted to. Whatever you say, Sayori. Ha ha ha. We cross the street together and make our way to school. Okay, hold on, pause. I don't have the videos out yet, but I do a lot of female voices in upcoming video in November. There's like 22, 25 videos. I really don't want to do female voices for these. I can do it, but you'll see in the future. It was very awkward. I didn't like doing it. I'm not doing it for this. Okay, I'm sorry. As we draw near the streets, become more and more increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute. By the way, Sugarful, have you decided on a club to join yet? A club? I told you already, I'm not really interested in joining any of those. I haven't been looking either. Ah, that's not true. You told me you would join a club this year. Did I? I'm sure it's possible that I did in one of our many conversations where I dismissively go along in whatever she's going on about. Sayori likes to worry just a little too much about me, when I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. Hey, gang. I don't even really watch that much anime, just like the main stuff. Naruto, fucking One Punch, like basic. I don't really dive into anything that looks like this type of shit. I was talking about how I'm worried that you won't learn how to socialize or have any skills before college. Your happiness is really important to me, you know, and I know you're happy now, but I die at the thought of you becoming a NEET in a few years because you're not used to the real world. What's a NEET? I don't know what that is. You trust me, right? Don't make me keep worrying about you. Alright. I'll look at a few clubs if it makes you happy. No promises. Will you at least promise me you'll try a little? Yeah, I guess I'll promise you that. Yay! Why do I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl? More than that, I'm surprised I even let myself relent to her. I guess seeing her worry so much makes me want to ease her mind at least a little, even if she does exaggerate everything inside of her head. School day's ordinary, over before you know it. I pack my things and stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs, huh? Sayori wants me to check out some clubs. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Hello? Sayori? Sayori must have come into the class while I was spacing out. I look around and realize I'm the only one left in the classroom. I thought I'd catch you coming out of the classroom, but I saw you're just sitting here, so I came in. Honestly, you're even worse than me sometimes. I'm impressed. You don't need to wait up for me. If I'm gonna make you late, then, or no, to your own club. Fuck, my bad. That was awful. Well, I thought you might need some encouragement, so I thought, know what? Well, that you could come to my club. Sayori? Yeah. There's no way I'm gonna join your club. Meanie? Sayori is vice president of the literature club. Oh, yeah, okay. Not that I was ever aware she had an interest in literature. In fact, I'm 99% sure she only did it because she thought it would be fun to help start a new club. Since she was the first one to show interest after the one who proposed the club, she inherited the title vice president. Oh, okay, yeah. She just wants to be a leader. That said, my interest in literature is guaranteed to be even less. But yeah, I'm going to the anime club. Come on, please, why do you care so much anyway? Well, I kind of told the club yesterday I'd bring in a new member, and Natsuki made cupcakes and everything. Don't make promises you can't keep. I can't tell if Sayori is really that much of an airhead, or if she's just cunning to have planned all of this out. I let out a long sigh. Fine, I'll stop by for a cupcake at least. Yay, let's go! And thus, today marks the day I sold my soul for a cupcake. I dejectedly follow Sayori across the school and upstairs. A section of the school I rarely visit being generally used for third-year classes and activities. Sayori, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. Everyone, the new member's here. I told you, don't call me the new member. I glance around the room. Girl 1, welcome to the Lit Club. It's a pleasure meeting you. Sayori always says nice things about you. Girl 2, seriously, you brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere. Girl 3, Sugarful, what a nice surprise. Welcome to the club. All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. What the fuck, eh? What are you looking at? If you want to say something, say it. Sorry. Natsuki, The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is the one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. She's also the one who made cupcakes, according to Sayori. You can just ignore her when she gets moody. Sayori says that quietly into my ear, then turns back towards the other girls. Anyway, this is Natsuki, always full of energy, and this is Yuri, the smartest in the club. Don't say things like that. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with people like Sayori and Natsuki. Hey, well, it's nice to meet both of you. And it seems like you already know Monica, right? Oh, is this where the Hey Monica things comes from? I think it is. I'm sure you've probably seen that Hey Monica thing from fucking PewDiePie. That's right, it's great to see you again, huh? Monica smiles sweetly. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talk, but we were in the same class last year. Monica was probably the popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic. Basically completely out of my league. So having her smile at me genuinely feels a little, what the fuck? You too, Monica. Come sit down, sugar. We made room for you at the table so you can sit next to me or Monica. I'll get the cupcakes. Hey, I made them. I'll get them. Sorry, I got a little too excited. Then how about I get some tea as well? Holy fuck, that's a lot for a goddamn book club. The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. As Sayori mentioned, it's been widened so that there's one space next to Monica and one space next to Sayori. Natsuki and Yuri will walk over to the corner of the room where Natsuki grabs a wrap tray and Yuri opens the closet. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayori. Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand. Okay, you ready? Ta-da! Oh, whoa! Natsuki lifts off the foil of the tray to reveal a dozen white fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like cats. The whiskers are drawn with icing and a little piece of the chocolate were used to make yours. Jesus fucking Christ. So cute. I had no idea you were so good at baking, Natsuki. Well, just hurry and take one. Sayori grabs, Monica grabs. It's delicious. Sayori talks with her mouth full and has already managed to get icing on her face. I turn the cupcake around with my fingers looking for the best angle to take a bite. Natsuki is quiet. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. The icing is sweet and full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself. This is really good. Thank you, Natsuki. Why are you thanking me? It's not like haven't I heard this from somewhere before? made them for you or anything. Hey, I thought you technically did, Sayori said. Well, maybe, but not for you, you dummy. Alright, I give up Natsuki's weird logic and dismiss the conversation. Okay, that thing is definitely foreshadowing something there, right? The have I seen this before, you know? Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom? Yeah, it's fucking crazy, eh? Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not it, insulted Yuri looks away. I meant that, you know. I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but at least enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri smiles faintly to herself in relief. Monica raises an eyebrow, then smiles at me. So, what made you consider the literature club? I was afraid of this question. Something tells me I should tell Monica that I was practically dragged here by Sayori. Well, I haven't joined any clubs yet, and Sayori seemed really happy here, so... Oh, that's okay, don't be embarrassed. We'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the literature club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. Monica, I'm surprised. How come you decided to start your own club? You could probably be a board member for any of the major clubs. Weren't you a leader of the debate club last year? Well, you know, to be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing in the budget and publicity and how to make how to make events. There we go. I'd much rather take out something personally that I enjoy and make something special out of it. And if it encourages others to get into literature, then I'm fulfilling that dream. Monica really is a great leader. Yuri also nods in agreement. Then I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting all the effort to start something brand new, especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention like literature. You have to work to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile, but it makes school events like the festival and that much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club and graduate. Right, everyone? Yeah, we'll do our best. You know it. Everyone enthusiastically agrees. Such different girls all interested in the same goal. Monica must have really worked hard to find these three. Maybe that's why they're all so delighted by the idea of a new member joining. Though I still don't really know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm about literature. So, Sugarful, what kind of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read these past years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga? I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. No, not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you? Well, let's see. Traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way that her her eyes light up. Fuck! Her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. See, I'm pretty sure that's what this is gonna be. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. I read a horror book once. I desperately grasped at something I can relate to at the minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock. Really? I wouldn't have expected that, Yuri. For someone as gentle as you? I guess you could say that, but if a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world. It's only for a brief moment. Ugh, I hate horror. Oh, why is that? Well, Natsuki's eyes dart over me for a split second. Never mind. That's right, you usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind at the last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called Don't Say It Out Loud and Give It Back. Fine. Your cupcakes, your poems, everything you do is about as cute as you are. Sayori sidles up behind Natsuki and puts her hands on her shoulders. What the fuck? I'm not cute, Natsuki. You write your own poems. Well, I guess sometimes. What do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime? No, Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Not very confident writer yet. I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing the level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to the readers, exposing vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example, help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. I guess it's the same for Yuri. Oh, I wanted to read everybody's poems. We all sit in silence. Okay, I have an idea. Natsuki and Yuri quizzically look at Monica. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Then next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way it's even. Yeah, let's do it. Plus, now that we have a new member, I think it will help us all get a little more comfortable with each other and strengthen the bond of the club. Isn't that right, Sugarful? Monica smiles warmly at me once again. Hold on, there's still one problem. What's that? Now that we're back to the original topic of me joining, I bluntly come forth and say what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join this club. Sayori may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decisions. I still have other clubs to look at, and I lose my train of thought. All four girls just stare at me with terrible, dejected eyes. But, I'm sorry, I thought... Sugarful, you all... I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? That is, if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful women. Right, okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. Don't do that, boys. That's simp shit. One by one, the girls' eyes light up. Yay, I'm so happy. Sayori wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. Hey, you really did scare me for a moment. If you really just came for the cupcakes, I would have been super pissed. Then that makes it official. Welcome to the literature club. Thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone, I think we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everybody remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem for the meeting, and we can all share. Monica looks over at me once more. Sugarful, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Yeah. Can I really impress the class star Monica with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri and Natsuki clean up their food. Hey, Sugarful, when we're done here, do you want to walk home together? That's right, Sayori and I never walk home together anymore because she always stayed after school for the club. Sure, we might as well. Yay! With that, the two of us depart and make our way home. Sayori, Natsuki, Yuri, and of course Monica. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in a literature club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to some of these women. Alright, I'll just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. Fucking A. Time to write a poem. Pick words you think your favorite club member would like. Something good might happen with whoever likes your poem the most. What do I like? I like summer. I was gonna say, when does the game start? Because all I've been doing is reading. Let's do... peaceful. I don't know. Heartbeat. Do games. 5 out of 20. Geez, should I just quick? Holy fuck! What the? These are getting dark now. Suicide all of a sudden. Anxiety. Breathe. What the fuck? Jesus Christ. Maybe. I like Boop just because Overwatch, Sombra. And because they kind of stole that from TF2's Scout Bonk, you know? Melancholy Hill by Gorillaz, that's a great song. Flying is always something I've wanted to be able to do. Fantasy is always the best. We'll try and go quick through them. Oh, one time I had this parfait. It was like a yogurt fruit parfait type thing. Fucking, where did I get it from? It was a Smitty's. Dude, it was so fucking good. It was like $3.99. filled me up for like fucking 3 basketball games later. I was fucking just hyped right up on the sugar. Oh, dude, it was fucking amazing. Let's go with that. It's a really fucking stupid story, but goddamn. Existence. Melody. I like candy. We're sugarful. Vitality. Let's do Giggle. Tenacious D. Sugar. Nice. Excitement. Infinite by Eminem's a great song. Passion Fruit by Drake's a good song. Dance Dance by Fall Out Boy. Let's just do it that way. Fuck. Just word association. Hi again, Sugarful. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. No, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but at least I kept my word. Well, I'm back at the Lit Club. I was the last to come in, so everybody's already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Sugarful. I hope this doesn't get overwhelming or too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not even accustomed to it? Oh, come on, like he deserves any slack. Sayori told me he didn't even want to join any clubs this year. And last year, too. I don't know why you just plan to come here and hang out or what. But if you don't take it seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room. Natsuki finds herself stuck between Monica and manga. Manga is literature. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. Don't worry, you guys. Sugarfuzz always gives his best, and as long as he's having fun. He helps me with busy work without me even asking. Like cooking, cleaning. How dependable. Sayori, that's just because your room is so messy it's distracting. You guys live in separate houses, don't you? What? And you almost set your house on fire once. Right. You two really are good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous. How come? You and Sugarful can be good friends too. Sayori... What the fuck? As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me into. Oh, Yuri, you even brought something today, you know. Well, wait, Sayori. Me? Not really. Don't be shy. It's really nothing. What is it? Never mind. What the fuck? Who writes this shit? Sayori made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. What do I do? I'm sorry, Yuri, I was thinking. I guess that means it's up to me to rescue this situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place, so any nice gesture for you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what. Is that so? Yeah, I won't make a big deal about it if you don't want to. Alright, well here. Yuri reaches into her bag, pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked up a book that I thought you might like. It's a short read, so keep your attention even if you don't usually read, and we could, discuss it if you want. Oh, look at that. This is... How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She's not accidentally doing it, dude. Naive people, bro. She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading. Oh my god, she did a thing. Fuck. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read it. Phew, well, you can read it at your own pace. I'll look forward to hearing. Now that everybody's settled, I expected Monica to kick out some scheduled activities for the club, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Sayori and Monica have a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in the book. I can't help but notice her intense expression like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around the closet. For her manga collection, I'm pretty sure. Right? I hear Natsuki utter an exasperated sigh from within the closet. She seems to be annoyed at something. I approach her in the case she needs a hand. You're looking for something in there? Freaking Monica, she never puts my stuff back in the right spot. What's the point in keeping your collection organized if somebody else is going to mess it up? Natsuki slides a bunch of stacked books and boxes across the shelf. Manga. You read manga, right? Sometimes. Manga is one of those things that you can't admit you're really into until you figure out where the other person stands. How did you know anyway? I heard you bring it up. Besides, it's kind of written on your face. What's that supposed to mean? I see. There's a lone volume of manga amidst a stack of various books on the side of the shelves. Curiously, I pull it out of the stack. There it is. Natsuki snatches it from my hand. She then turns to a box of manga and slips the volume right into the middle of the rest. Ah, much better. Seeing a box set with one book missing is probably the most irritating sight in the world. I know that feeling. I get closer at the box set. Parfait Girls? Oh geez, that sounds awful. It's a series I've never heard of in my life. That probably means it's either way out of my demographic or it's simply terrible. Probably terrible. 99% of like anime stuff I find awful. Awful. But, you know. If you're gonna judge, you can do it through the glass on that door. She points to the classroom door. Hey, I wasn't judging anything. I didn't even say anything. It was the tone of your voice. But I'll tell you one thing, Sugarful. Consider this a lesson straight from the literature club. Don't judge a book by its cover. In fact, Natsuki pulls out the first volume of Parfait Girls from the box. I'm going to show you exactly why. She shoves the book right into my hands. I stare at the cover. It features 4 girls in colorful attire, striking animated feminine poses. It's excitingly Mo. The fuck does that mean? Don't just stand there. Natsuki grabs my arm and pulls me out of the closet. Then excuse me. She then takes a seat against the wall beneath the windowsill. She pats on the ground next to her, signaling me to sit there. Wouldn't chairs be more comfortable? I take my seat. Chairs wouldn't work. We can't read at the same time like that. What's that? I guess it's easier to be close like this. Don't just say that. You'll make me feel weird about it. Natsuki crosses her arms and scooches an inch away from me. Sorry. I didn't exactly expect to be sitting this close to her either. Not that I can say it's particularly a bad thing. I open the book. It's only a few seconds before Natsuki once again inches closer, reclaiming the additional space while she hopes I won't notice. I keep feeling her peering over my shoulder, much more eager to begin reading than I am. Wow, how long has it been since I read the beginning, huh? You don't go back and flip through the older volumes every now and then, do you? Not really. Maybe sometimes after I've already finished the series. Hey, are you paying attention? I am, but nothing's really happened yet, so I can talk at the same time. It looks like it's a bunch of friends in high school. Typical slice of life affair. I kind of grew out of these since it's rare for the writing to be entertaining enough to make up for the lack of plot. Yeah, no kidding, so far. So what should I expect from this? Is there going to be a plot? Well, obviously, you think I would enjoy something that didn't have a plot? I mean, well, I guess I know what you're saying. A lot of the beginnings is about simple things, like there's a really funny chapter where they're obsessed with the guys at the ice cream shop, but that helps you get to know the characters, and besides it's still entertaining. But later on, there's all kinds of drama, like when they get into all the backstories and where some of the romance starts to actually happen. That's what makes it really good. There are so many touching parts. Is that so? Probably not. It sounds like you really know what you're talking about. Maybe I underestimated you. Hey, wait, what's that supposed to mean? Never mind. Natsuki gives me a little shove. I just meant that I haven't yet seen you at your full power. Is it Frieza you're talking to, bro? Come on. Huh, good save. This chapter seems like it's about baking. This is just a guess, but is there a lot of baking in this manga? Well, Natsuki pauses for a moment if she doesn't want to admit something. Yeah. What does that matter? It doesn't help, I was just curious. Or, it doesn't, I was just curious, my bad. Since you enjoy baking too, right? That's just a coincidence. It just happened to be getting into baking around the same time I got this manga. Like I would ever get into something because it's in a manga. I feel bad for anyone that impressionable. There's nothing wrong with that. Definitely not a coincidence. I guess that explains Natsuki's interest in baking. Baking's fun, man. It's like a science in itself. It's a lot of fun. I used to work as a baker's assistant for like, how long was that? Was it like 3 years? 3 years and then like a year in high school as well. This is a lot of fun. Still, out of all the hobbies to pick from a manga, that's definitely one of the better ones. Yeah, probably. Not to mention she's really good at it, so who am I to judge? We read it on the floor for a few minutes. I finished a couple chapters at this point. Are you sure this isn't boring for you? It's not. Even though you're just watching me read? Well, I'm fine with that, if you say so. I guess it's fun sharing something you like with somebody else. I always get excited when I convince any of my friends to pick up the series I enjoy. You know what I mean. Huh, you don't? Well, I wouldn't really know. What do you mean? Don't you share your manga with your friends? Could you not rub it in? Jeez, sorry. Like I could get any of my friends to ever read this. They just think it's a manga for kids. I can't even bring it up with them without being all like, you haven't grown out of that yet? Makes me want to punch them in the face. Holy, that's violent. I know those kinds of people. Honestly, it takes a lot of effort to find friends who don't judge, much less friends who are also into it. I'm already kind of a loser, so I guess I gravitated toward the other losers over time, but it's probably harder for someone like you. Huh, yeah, that's pretty accurate. Wait, which part? I mean, I feel like I can't even keep it in my own room. I don't even know what my dad would do if he'd found this. At least it's safe here in the club room. Except Monica has to be kind of a jerk about it. Oh, I just can't win. Well, it paid off in the end, didn't it? I mean, here I am reading it. Well, it's not like that solves any of my problems. Maybe. At least you're enjoying yourself, right? So, haha, geez, enough. Okay, are you gonna keep reading or what? Yeah, I flip the page. Suddenly Natsuki starts laughing. I totally forgot what happens. Natsuki puts her finger on one of the panels. Minori is my favorite character. You always feel a little bad for her since she's so unlucky. But it gets especially bad when... I shouldn't be talking about that yet. Just finish this chapter. Natsuki's voice sparkles with excitement. It's a stark contrast to her usually bossy tone. But if she's not used to sharing her favorite manga with her friends, I can understand why. It's hard to express in words the feeling you get when connecting with someone like that. And being able to provide that... To provide that to Natsuki. For whom it's a rare experience. Okay, here we go. The thought makes me smile a little to myself. Okay, everyone. Huh? Are you ready for today's poems? Okay, come on. Could your timing be any worse? Sorry, I just need to make sure we all have enough time. Though you do look pretty cozy over there. Natsuki suddenly notices how close she's gotten to me. She hastily slides herself a good 12 inches away from me. Alright, guess I'll stop here for now. I close the book and hand it back to her. You're just gonna give it back? You don't want to know what happens? Yeah, but Monica just said, don't be dumb, just take it home with you. Is that really alright? I say that mostly because I didn't really plan on using my spare time to read this. Well, of course, it would take forever to finish it if you didn't take it home. Just finish that one before tomorrow so you can start the next one. And if it gets bent, I'll kill you. Holy shit. Sometimes it's just like these random bits. It's just like, Jesus. By tomorrow, I only got part way through the volume so far. I might fall behind on some shows if I have to get through this, but it's supposed to be that necessary sacrifice in exchange for seeing Natsuki's enthusiastic face. Or am I more scared of what'll happen if I don't finish it? Alright. I stand up. I return to where I put my stuff and carefully slip the book in my bag. By the way, did you remember to write your poem? Yeah, my relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I've never really done this before. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? I can't wait. Sayori and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same for myself. Who should I show my poem to first? Well, I was just sitting with Natsuki the whole time, and Sayori's the good friend. I don't really know these two. I kind of know Yuri a little bit, I think, right? But probably Sayori's the safest bet. I'm definitely most comfortable sharing it with her, yeah. She's a good friend, after all. This is a good poem, Sugarful. Are you sure it's your first time? Of course. It's not that good, and I'm the kind of guy who wouldn't be writing these poems in his spare time. I guess you're right, but that's why it impressed me. Well, to be honest, I was afraid that you wouldn't do it seriously, or that you wouldn't write one at all. I'm really happy you just wrote one. It just reminds me of how you're really part of the club now. Not to mention the fact that I'm standing right in front of you. What? Why does that fucking matter? I guess so. I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise. See? It's like I said before. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know. Trying new things like this is for other people. That's something only really good people do. Thanks, Sayori. I'm not really sure if she sees the full picture of my motives here. Then again, I can't deny that she's part of the reason that I joined, knowing how much this means to her and all. Yeah, and I'm gonna make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? That'll be my way of thanking you. Alright, I'm gonna hold you to that then. Yay, now you'll read my poem too. Don't worry, I'm really bad at this. Well, we'll see about that. Cool. Dear sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you missed me. Kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleep from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish a rainy day? I look above, the sky is blue, it's a secret, I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever, but I'm not mad. I want breakfast. Hilarious. Sayori, this is just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this? Fuck, I get it. That's pretty funny. Just a little bit. You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question. I forgot to do it last night. Well, at least that makes you feel a little bit better about myself. Don't be so mean. I still tried my best. Yeah. I didn't mean to say that it was a bad poem. It just came out it came out nice, or how should I put it? It sounds just like you. Really? Yeah, especially that last line. I made eggs and toast. Perfect. Better than cereal. Cereal sucks. Even though you were late to school, it's bad to skip breakfast. I get all cranky. Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me. This is so much fun. Monica's the best. Oh yeah, but next time I won't forget. And I'm sure gonna write the best poem ever. Well, I guess I look forward to it. Next, I guess it'll be Natsuki. Okay, we'll start with the things I don't like. First of all, rereads the poem. Never mind, I don't feel like giving you my opinion. Then what's the point of sharing in the first place? I wrote this and when I could have been doing other things. In fact, remember how I said I wanted to read your poems? That's exactly what I had in mind when writing this. I want to help you feel comfortable enough to share yours, like Monica said. Well, I would be more comfortable sharing my poem if it was really bad. You were supposed to show me some dumb poem and make me go, ha, well, it's not that great, but let me show you what real literature looks like. And then you went and ruined it. I hope you're happy. So in other words, you're saying you liked it. Natsuki's retort gets caught in her throat. You just don't understand anything, do you? I already told you that. You don't have to go announcing it to the world like you're all self-important. Pretty sure you never actually said that. I say, mostly speaking to myself. Natsuki must really hate me or something. I can't figure out if it's a win or a loss that she liked my poem. In any case, you still need to show me yours, right? Grr, fine, I guess. Only because Monica will make me if I don't. Eagles can fly, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try, but that's about it. Oh? Yeah, I told you that you weren't gonna like it. It's okay. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like this? I don't. Well, because everyone in high school thinks that my writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff, so people don't ever take my writing seriously. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Exactly. I like when it's easy to read, but it still hits you hard, like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening, so I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. Don't do that, though. Comparison is the thief of joy. But the other nice thing about simple writing is it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up a rhyme at the end, but then I made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, I guess not. I decided to humor her with the last comment. I don't really care about how old everybody is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Let's show Yuri now. Yuri stares at the poem. A minute passes, more than enough time for her to finish reading. Oh, I forgot to start speaking. It's fine, don't force yourself. I'm not, I just need to put my thoughts into words. Hold on. Okay, this is your first time writing a poem, right? Yeah. Why do you ask? I'm just making sure. I guess that it might be after reading through it. So it's that bad? No, did I just raise my voice? I'm sorry. Yuri buries her face in her hands. I couldn't help but notice it's been several minutes and we really haven't gone anywhere. I might take Yuri a while to get used to new people. It's fine, I really didn't notice. What were you saying? Right, it's just that there are specific writing habits that aren't usually typical of new writers, and having been through that myself, I've kind of learned to pick up on them, my bad. Monica. What's up, Monica? I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they fit the two together. The end result is that both styles and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri changes her thought, or finds her train of thought, it's, jeez, that was a real blunder. It's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing into a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased though. Biased? Biased how? Oh, well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about other people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, or to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily as if it's a rare opportunity for her. Ooh, wow. Which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Ghost under the light, the tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing, it must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing air of the present, but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. That one's kind of cool. I don't mind that one. I like that one. It's interesting. I really like how it's all like different styles of handwriting for each character. That's really cool. I like that they put that amount of effort into it. It's unique, at least. I'm sorry to have such terrible handwriting. No, it's good. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But it took you a long time to read. No, it didn't. Fuck you, bitch. Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting's pretty. That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest, since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Sugar. Really? I must have totally missed the point. I mean, shit, I'm not looking that deep into them, but I kind of did miss the point. It's about the dying of humanity or whatever, like the loss of soul or whatever. I'm pretty sure that's what it was, but anyway. Well, I suppose you only did get one glance over it all, but remember that poets often express their thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost. Yeah, like the loss of soul, it's like the death kind of thing. That's what ghosts come from, is the loss of something, you know? Whatever. Lingering in her past, in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn, putting it that way. I haven't even thought of that. That's impressive. It's nothing, really. Well, it makes me really happy that you think that. Just remember that it won't be long before you pick one of these things, too. Yeah, maybe you're right. I guess I'll have to keep trying. I'm counting on you. And Monica. Hey, Sugar. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever had any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course, I'll be afraid to bring things up. It's much better off going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry, Sugarful. We're all a little bit embarrassed today, you know? But it's the sort of barrier that we're all learning to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem. I like it, Sugarful. Really? It's a lot cuter than I expected. Haha. Oh, jeez. I say that all the time. That's funny. No. It kind of makes me think of something Natsuki would write. Oh, wow. She's a good writer, too, so I take that as a compliment. Oh, haha. If you say so. Yep. By any chance, have you read anything by Shel Silverstein? Is that a real person? I wonder. I'm gonna check that out right now. Shel Silverstein. It might be. Oh my god, it is. Oh, he did a lot of stuff, actually. The Giving Tree was his. Okay, cool. Gotcha. maybe a long time ago. He's famous for telling all kinds of stories with just a few simple words. His poems can be really funny, endearing, or even sad, and sometimes they're only a few lines long. They might even feel like they're written for kids, but if you think about them, they can express views of the world that would apply to anybody. I see. So you're saying that Natsuki is kind of like that? Well, sort of. I mean, she's not an expert, but you probably won't find much filler in her poems. They might be easy to write, but they're super challenging to get the meaning through. So I can see why it would be your kind of poem to explore. I'm sure I'll end up liking or trying different things a lot. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this. That's okay, I'd love to see anything that you try. That's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you. Everybody else might be a little biased towards their own kinds of styles, but I'll always help you find what suits you the most. So don't force yourself to write the way everybody else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. Anyway, do you want me to read, or do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to be not very good. Well, that's because I have a sound confident. What? Sound confidence? Did I read that wrong? Probably. But that doesn't mean I always feel the way you do. I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in the wall. It couldn't have been me. See the direction of the spackle protrudes? A noisy neighbor? An angry boyfriend? I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel, blind like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retina's already scorched with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep, stretching forever into everything, a hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in, I was looking out, and he on the other side was looking in. Is that like one of those duplexes where the houses are right next to each other and you can punch a hole through the wall to get into the other person's house? Like a joint hotel room type deal? Jeez, hers was the worst and she's the fucking president. So what do you think? It's very freeform. Yeah, whatever. Sorry, I'm not the right person to ask for feedback. I'm gonna fucking roast you. That was garbage. Yeah, that's the kind of style that's gotten popular nowadays. Okay. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on timing between words and lines. I think I put enough timing in between those. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. I said it out loud. Jeez, you suck. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany. Yeah, something like that. It's kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's coming on strong. Maybe after everyone's better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to make something down on the paper and tidy up later. Another way to think of this is, if you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. That's good. You could also play the game, The Beginner's Guide. I got that, and I actually played it for the channel if you want to see it. It's a pretty cool game. It's definitely one you should play for yourself and experience for yourself. But yeah, go do that. But I like this quote, though. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. I'm only saying that too because I'm also a bit of a writer. I'm trying to write a novel that I could maybe possibly turn into a game. That would be really cool. Probably not going to happen for like at least 10 years, but I mean, would be awesome. So just move your hand and go with your flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Phew, I guess that's everyone. I glanced around the room. That was a lot more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone's judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club after all. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayori and Monica are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple suggestions. Huh. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone that actually liked it, which people did, by the way. Sayori liked it, and Sugarful did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me, I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless, of course, I come across something particularly inspiring, which I haven't yet. Oh my god, this is fucking... I don't know if I want to finish this shit. And Sugarful liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh, I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. That's not what you're just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Sugarful appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours. Huh? And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself? No, if I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything overly cutesy. Shots fired. Oh shit. Am I blocking her face too much? Maybe. Is everyone okay? Well, you know what? It wasn't the... I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Sugarful started showing up. Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you. I don't like fighting, guys. Suddenly both girls turned towards me as if they just noticed I was still standing there. Sugarful, she's trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. If she could get over herself and learn to appreciate the simple writing is more effective, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. What's the point in making your problems all convoluted for no reason? The meaning should jump out at the reader, not force them to have to figure it out. Help me to explain to her, Sugarful. Well, wait, there's a reason we have so many deep and expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and meaning the most effectively. Avoiding them is not only unnecessarily limiting yourself, it's also a waste. You understand that, right, Sugarful? Well... How did I get dragged in this in the first place? I don't know anything about writing, but whoever I agree with, they'll probably think more highly of me. So, of course, I did like Yuri's more. But I still don't want to make these people angry. Like, I would always, like, fence sit like a motherfucker when it came to, like, friendship type problems like this kind of stuff. I don't know. I really don't know. I liked Yuri's more. Natsuki's was kind of just meh. Let's go with Yuri. Natsuki, you're right that I liked your poem. See? Wait. That's not an excuse for you to be so mean. You shouldn't pick a fight just because someone's opinion is different. That's not what happened at all. That's true, though. You shouldn't do that. Yuri wouldn't even take my poem seriously. I understand. Yuri, you're a seriously talented writer. It's no secret that I was impressed. Well, that's... But here's the thing. No matter how simple or refined someone's writing style is, they're still pushing feeling into it and becomes something really personal. That's why Natsuki felt threatened when you said her poem was cute. I see. I didn't notice that. I'm sorry. But Natsuki, you took it way too far. Yuri means well, and if you told her... Oh, fuck, my bad. Yuri means well, and if you told her how you felt, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. Are you kidding? That's exactly what I did. It was her that... Natsuki, I think that's enough. You both said something that you didn't mean. Yuri apologized. Don't you think you should too? Natsuki clenches her fists. In the end, nobody has taken her side. She's trapped at the point of being defiant only because she can't handle the pressure. I end up even feeling bad for her. Sometimes when I'm hurt, it helps to take a walk to clear my head. Sayori, she doesn't need to. You know what? I'm gonna do that. It'll spare me from having to look at all your faces right now. Without warning, Natsuki snatches her own poem from the desk and storms out. On her way out, she crumples up the poem with her hands and throws it in the trash. Natsuki! She really didn't need to do that. I look across the room. Yuri has her chin buried in her hands while she stares down at the desk. I gingerly approach her and sit in the adjacent chair. Everything alright? I'm so embarrassed. I can't believe I acted like that. You probably hate me now. No, Yuri. How could anyone have gotten frustrated after being treated like that? You handled it as well as anyone could. I don't think any less of you. Well, alright, I believe you. Thanks, Sugar. You're too kind. I'm thankful to have a part in this club now. It's nothing. One more thing. It's that one thing Natsuki said about, I would never do anything so shameful. So, Oh, about stuffing her bra. What thing did Natsuki say? Well, never mind that. I'm gonna go make some tea. Ah, good idea. Make enough for more than one person, okay? Yeah. Okay, everybody, it's just about time for us to leave. How did you all feel about sharing poems? It was a lot of fun. Well, I'd say it was worth it. It was alright. Well, mostly. Sugarful, how about you? Yeah, I'd say the same. It was a neat thing to talk about with everybody. Awesome. In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow, and maybe you'll learn something from your friends too. So your poems will turn out even better. I think to myself, I did learn a little bit about poems. What the fuck? With any luck, that means I can at least do a better job impressing those that I want to impress. I nod to myself with newfound determination. Sugarful, you ready to walk home? Sure, let's go. Sayori beams at me. It's truly been a while since Sayori and I have spent this much time together. I really can't say whether or not I'm enjoying it either. Sayori, about what happened, what do you mean? You know about Yuri and Natsuki? Does that kind of thing happen often? No, that's really the first time I've ever seen them fight like that. I promise, they're both wonderful people. You don't hate them, do you? No, I don't hate them. I just wanted your opinion, that's all. I can see why they'd make good friends with you. Huh. Well, Sugarful, it's nice that I get to spend time with you in the club, but I think seeing you get along with everybody is what makes me the happiest. And I think everybody really likes you too. Every day's gonna be so much fun. It looks like Sayori still hasn't caught on to the kind of situation I'm in. Sure, being friends with everybody is nice, but does it really need to stop there? Well, we'll just have to see what the future holds, Sayori. I pat Sayori on the shoulder. I said more to myself than to her, but it's easy to use Sayori as an internal monologue sometimes. Okay, yeah, let's do this. So, she's, locked in the friend zone then. Okay. Here, I'm gonna save right now. And this will be the second poem that we have to do. I will be right back though. So far, I don't understand what this is. I'm not going to end the episode until I understand why it's all, supposed to be scary or whatever. I really don't understand it at all so far. It's basically just read this fucking, I forget what they're called, but it's got a name. It's like this fake relationship dating simulator shit, and I really, so far this is a 2 out of 10. This is really fucking boring. 1 out of 10 even. This, I don't know. I'll be right back though. Alright, sorry, I'm back. Okay, history? Never mind. I thought you could see my poem again, but it doesn't look like I can. Okay, another poem writing session though right now. You're basically just picking your favorite words. I'm just gonna do word association again. Judgment Dragon from Yu-Gi-Oh! Death Note. Jump. The Mac Daddy make ya. Raindrops keep falling on my head. See that? Ribbons for Sylveon from Pokemon. I put the gravy in graveyard. Kiss me. Down in the morning, something to kiss me. Something like that, I don't know. It's all music related, mostly. Let's do special. Universe. Poof. Extreme. Rainbow Kitty. Bubbles. Philosophy. Lust. Variance? Sure, one more. Marshmallow. Oh, one more actually. But sensation. Why not? I don't even know what we're doing at this point. Another day passes, alright. Hey Sugar, you look like you're in a good mood today, Sayori. Oh, I'm still just not really used to you being in the club, that's all. I see, well that's a pretty simple thing to get you in the mood. But I guess it's always the simple things with you anyway. Speaking of which, I was kinda hungry. When you come with me to buy a snack? No thanks. That's not like you at all. I have my reasons. I want to stay in the class, that's funny. Why don't we take a look at your purse, Sayori? Why that all of a sudden? No reason really, I just want to look at it. She nervously retrieves her coin purse. She fumbles with the latch and gets it open. Turns it upside down and lets its contents spill onto the desk, and it's empty. She's gonna make me buy her shit, man. That's why you don't trust women. Don't be a simp like I was saying earlier. Wow, you've seen right through me. That's not fair. It's not fair that you're trying to get me to buy you shit. If you had enough money in the first place, you would have bought a snack before coming here. So either you're not hungry or you wanted me to buy you stuff. Not to take me on a walk, bruh. One more thing, you're always hungry, and so that only leaves one option. I give up, don't make me feel guilty. If you feel guilty, that means you deserve to feel guilty. Yuri suddenly giggles. I didn't notice that you were listening in. Her face is in a book as always. I wasn't listening or anything, I was just something in my book. Yuri, tell Sugarful to let me borrow some money. Don't get me involved. You should only buy what you can responsibly afford. And frankly, after pulling a mischievous little stunt like that, your suffering is fair enough retribution. I didn't mean to say that. I got too absorbed in my book. I really like when you speak your mind, Yuri. It doesn't happen that much, but it's a fun side of you. There's no way you could think that. You were right, though. I did something bad, and now I have to accept the revolution. Retribution. Don't let her fool you. Sayori always knows exactly what she's doing. After all, she told you guys she was bringing me to the club before she even told me. But, you wouldn't have come if it weren't for the cupcakes, so I had to trick Natsuki into making them. Come on, give me more credit than that, Sayori. What was that? Out of nowhere, something smacks Sayori in the face and tumbles onto the desk. Ow, what was A cookie? Not sure. It's a giant cookie wrapped in plastic. Sayori glances around. Is this a miracle? It's because I paid my retribution. Actually, that one almost worked. I was just gonna give it to you, but then I heard you blab about the cupcakes. It was totally worth seeing your reaction, though. Natsuki, you can't just fucking throw cookies at people. That's so nice of you. I'm so happy. Sayori hugs the cookie. Jeez, just eat it. Sayori rapidly tears open the wrapper and takes a big bite. So good. Sayori suddenly clasps her hands over her mouth. I bit my tongue. You're going through a lot over just one cookie. Natsuki takes a bite of her own cookie. Oh, yours looks really good too. Can I try? Jeez, beggars can't be choosers, but yours is chocolate. Yeah, why do you think I gave you that one? Fine, still, I'm really happy you shared this one with me. Sayori gets out of her seat and goes behind Natsuki and wraps around her arms around her. Jeez, yikes. I get it. Cookie still in hand, Natsuki reaches up to nudge Sayori off of her. Suddenly, leans down, takes a bite. Oh, Jesus. Okay. She stole some food. I don't know. This type of fucking game is really awkward and weird, and I just don't understand the appeal either. Like, I don't get it. Monica, can you tell Sayori? Natsuki glances around. Monica isn't even in the club room. Where's Monica anyway? Good question. Have you heard anything about her being late? Not me. Yeah, I haven't either. That's a bit unusual. I hope she's okay. Of course she's okay. She's probably just had something to do. She's pretty popular after all. You don't think she has a... I wouldn't be surprised. She's probably more desirable than all of us combined. She's got a guy. Suddenly the door swings open. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be late. I hope you guys weren't worried. Monica chose the club over her boyfriend after all. You're so strong-willed. But boyfriend? What on earth are you talking about? Monica quizzically glances at me. I got a joke for you guys. Hey, if a small quiz is a quizzical, what's a small test? Never mind that. What held you up anyway? Well, my last period today was study hall. To be honest, I kind of just lost track of time. That makes sense, though. I must not have heard the bell. I was practicing piano. I wasn't even aware you played music. I don't really. I kind of just started. I've always wanted to learn. That's so cool. You should play something for us. Monica looks at me. Maybe once I get a little bit better. That's so cool. It sounds great. Looking forward to it. I won't let you down. I didn't mean to pressure you or anything like that. Don't worry. I've been practicing a whole lot recently, and I'd really love a chance to share once I'm ready. I see. In that case, best of luck. Thanks. So I didn't miss anything, did I? Not really. I chose to leave out Sayori's mischievous escapade. I'm sure Natsuki will end up complaining to her anyway. It looks like everybody's already settled down. Sayori somehow already finished her entire cookie. Yuri is back to her book, and Natsuki disappeared into the closet. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more, but at the same time I would feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. It looks like the same book that she lent me. More than that, she seems to be on the very first few pages. Crap, I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me and our eyes meet for a split second. But that only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry, I was just spacing out. I mutter this since I made her uncomfortable. Or sensing. It's fine. If I was focused, then I would probably have noticed in the first place. But I'm just rereading this a bit, so that's the book you gave me, right? Yeah. I wanted to reread some of it, not for any particular reason. Just curious how come you have two copies of the same book. Well, when I stopped by the bookstore yesterday, that's not what I mean, I just happened to buy two of them. I see. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. Obviously, she gave you her only copy and then she went and bought a book. I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? What's it about anyway? Well... Yuri closes the book and scans her eyes over the back. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. That's a real book, I think. There's an ominous looking eye symbol on the front cover. Alright, I just wanted to make sure I don't accidentally give anything away. Basically, it's about this girl in high school who moves in with her long-lost sister, but as soon as she does, her life gets very strange, and she's targeted by these people who escaped a human experiment prison. And while her life is in danger, she needed to desperately choose who to trust. No matter what she does, she ends up destroying most of her relationships and her life starts to fall apart. That's kind of dark, isn't it? Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that the dark turn came out of nowhere. Yuri gently giggles all of a sudden. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing? No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy those kind of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I'd totally forget that Yuri isn't into those kind of things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's just that those kinds of stories, they challenge you to look at life from a new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because somebody wants to be evil, but because they have their own goals or their own philosophy, they said. Or they believe in. My bad. They suddenly, when you thought you related to the protagonist, they're made out to be naive for letting their one-sided morals interfere with the villain's plans. I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again, I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much. I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club after all. Well, yeah, that's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading it right away. I thought that's what I was going to say. You don't have to. What are you saying then? Just a moment ago you were looking forward to it. Just let me get the book. I quickly retrieve the book that I put in my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's. Yeah. Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry, it's not that I don't want you to, it's just something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in company with someone. I see, well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright, I'll open the book and start the prologue. Prologue. I said that weird. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not particularly a bad thing, but maybe a little distracting. But the feeling is also somewhat comforting, my bad. Yuri's in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry, I was just... Yuri, you really don't need to apologize, don't you? I do? I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean, yeah, here, this should work, right? I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's and hold my book more between the two of them. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we lean in a bit, our shoulders are almost touching. Ooh. It feels like my left arm is way in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. Here. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. The way I turn the page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to the side, but holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. It's actually very distracting. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready to turn the page? Sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face again. Our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay. You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do, since you've been so patient with me. Yeah, thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she finishes the page before me, so I turn at my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. Ooh. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey Yuri, this might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. You think so? How does she? Well, I guess she's more blunt in a lot of ways, but she also second guesses all the things she says and does, like she's afraid she'll do something wrong. It's not like I can see into your head or anything, but they're kind of reminiscent of some of your mannerisms. I see. Yuri remains silent, but Sugar, that's probably a terrible thing to have in common with her. That's so embarrassing that you think I think like that. Wait, I didn't mean it in a bad way or anything. Sorry, I really didn't know you were self-conscious about that sort of thing. I guess I meant that it's kind of cute. What are you saying all of a sudden? Okay, everyone. I think it's about time we share today's poems. We might have enough time if we wait. We might not have time if we wait too late. Yuri exhales, spared from finishing her thought. Is that alright, Yuri? You look kind of down. I'm sorry if you haven't been looking forward to this. It's fine. Yuri releases her hand from my book, causing it to close on top of my thumb. Alright, I guess I'll do some more reading tonight. Or would you prefer that I only read it with you? I guess I don't have much of a preference either way. In that case, I'll read a little bit more tonight. It'll be more fun to read with you after it picks up a bit, you know? That's good reasoning. In that case, feel free to finish the first 2 chapters in your own time. Alright, I stand up and make a mental note of where I left off in the book, then slip it back into my bag. And let's show it to... we haven't seen Natsuki at all, hardly. And we were kind of mean to her, so let's show her first. Why not, right? Well, it's not terrible, but it's pretty disappointing after your last one. Then again, if this one was as good as your last one, I would be completely pissed. Well, I guess I wanted to try something a little different this time. Fair enough, you're still new to this, so I wouldn't expect you to find your style right away. Come to think of it, this kind of reminds me of Sayori's poem from yesterday. You think so? Yeah, well, I guess it's if you've been friends with her for so long, you might have the same wavelength, but you never really struck me as her type. Sayori has a type all of a sudden? Well, I don't know, but honestly, how can someone so fluffy spend so much time with her like you? It's like she's dragging around a dead weight. That's a little unnecessary. But think of it this way, if it weren't for me, she would probably just fly away like letting go of a balloon. You could say we each kind of take care of each other in our own way. Whatever it is, I don't get it. Oh yeah, I guess I'm supposed to show you my poem. Here. Amy likes spiders. You know what I heard about Amy? Amy likes spiders. Icky, wriggly, hairy, ugly spiders. That's why I'm not friends with her. Amy has a cute singing voice. I heard her singing my favorite love song. Every time she sang the chorus, my heart would pound to the rhythm of the words, but she likes spiders. That's why I'm not friends with her at all. One time I hurt my leg really bad. Amy helped me and took me to the nurse. I tried not to let her touch me. She likes spiders. So her hands are probably all gross. That's why I'm not friends with her. Amy has a lot of friends. I always see her talking to people. She probably talks about spiders. What if her friends start to like spiders too? That's why I'm not friends with her. It doesn't matter if she has other hobbies, if she keeps it private, or if it doesn't hurt anyone. It's gross, she's gross, the world is better off without spider lovers. And I'm gonna tell everyone. Oh? So spiders is obviously something else. That's very basic. I don't like hers. This one sucks. Sorry, I don't like that. Quite a bit longer than yesterday's. Yesterday's was way too short. I'm just warming up. I hope you didn't think that was the best I could do. No, of course not. Anyway, the message is pretty straightforward in this poem. I doubt I have to explain it. Sometimes you can explain complicated issues with much simpler analogies, and it helps people realize how stupid they're being. Like anyone would agree to the subject of this poem as being an ignorant jerk. Do you know people like that? Of course, it's about how everyone thinks that doesn't matter. It can be about anything. I wrote it to be easy to relate to. Everyone has some kind of weird hobby or guilty pleasure. Something that you're afraid of people, or if people find out they'd make fun of you or think less of you. But that just makes people stupid. Who cares what someone likes as long as they're not hurting anyone and it makes them happy? I think people really need to learn to respect others for liking weird things. Well, you're definitely right. At least I can relate to that. And I'm sure a lot of people can too. It's what I do best after all. I don't like writing unless there's a good message to take away from it. Like conveying emotions is important. But I want to make people think, not just feel. Remember that. I'm going to write a good one for tomorrow too, so look forward to it. That one was awful. I really didn't like that at all. Let's talk to Yuri. Let's see what you've written today. Yuri stares at the poem with a surprised expression on her face. Do you like it? Sugar, how do you pick up on this so quickly? Just yesterday I was telling you the kind of techniques worth practicing. Maybe that's why. You did a good job explaining. I really wanted to give it some more imagery. Yuri visibly swallows. Even her hands appear sweaty. Palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. I'm not used to this. Used to what? I don't know. It's fine, take your time. Yuri breathes and collects her thoughts. I know that Yuri likes to think before she speaks, so I offer patience to her. Yeah, just being appreciated like this, I guess. It probably sounds really stupid, but seeing someone motivated by my writing, it makes me really happy. Are you saying that you've never shared your writing before? Yuri nods. Really? I don't believe it. I really only write for myself, and besides, people would just laugh at me. Do you really think that? Again, Yuri nods. Huh. Even your close friends? Yuri doesn't respond. I wonder why. Anyway, do you want to share the poem that you wrote today? Yeah, I do, if it's okay with you. The Raccoon. It happened in the dead of night while I was slicing bread for a guilty snack. My attention was caught by the scuttering of a raccoon outside my window. That was, I believe, the first time I noticed my strange tendencies as a unordinary human. I gave the raccoon a piece of my bread, my subconscious well aware of the consequences, well aware that a raccoon that is fed will always come back for more. The enticing beauty of the cutting of the knife was the symptom. The bread, my hunger, curiosity. The raccoon, an urge. The moon increments its phase and reflects... What does that say? Yeah, that is increment. Okay, sorry. The moon increments its phase and reflects that much more light off my cutting knife. Fuck, sorry. Let me start. One more time. The moon increments its phase and reflects that much more light off my cutting knife. The very same light that glistens in the eyes of my raccoon friend. I slice the bread, fresh and soft. The raccoon becomes excited. Or perhaps I'm merely projecting my emotions onto the newly satisfied animal. The raccoon has taken to following me. You could say that we've gotten quite used to each other. The raccoon becomes hungry more and more frequently, so my bread is always handy. Every time I brandish my cutting knife, the raccoon shows me its excitement. A rush of blood, classic Pavlovian conditioning. I slice the bread, and I feel myself again. That's a really cool one. I like that a lot. The bread is love and the raccoon is the boy. That's crazy. That's what she wrote about. That's gnarly. I like that one a lot. That one was fun. I was a little more daring with this one than yesterday's. I can see that. It's a lot more metaphorical. I don't know if it's my fault, but I can't begin to imagine what this poem is about. I got it. That's right. Like, that's what they should do. I don't know. Whatever, I guess. It's a bit closer to my preferred writing style, using the poem as a canvas to express vivid imagery and conveying emotions through them. Yeah, if I take it at face value, then I can't even figure out what it's supposed to mean. Well, I think it's something that different people can relate to in their own way. I wanted to express the way it feels for me to indulge in my own unusual hobbies. It's these sort of things that I'm usually forced to keep to myself, so I sometimes enjoy writing about them. Huh, that's funny. Did Natsuki also write something about that? About someone being ridiculed for a strange interest? She did. Yeah, she did. She was talking about how it doesn't matter what you're into and as long as you're not hurting anybody. She's right. I mean, does she really feel that way? Yeah, sounds like you two have that in common. Yeah, well, that's interesting. To me, she seemed like the kind of person who would make fun of my hobbies. But I suppose that's my fault for judging, isn't it? Please don't tell her I said that. Don't worry, I have no reason to. Okay, well, thank you for sharing it with me. After all, if I hadn't learned to embrace my own weirdness, I would probably hate myself. I might be ranting a little bit now, but I'm glad you're a good listener. Let's show Sayori again. Oh, I like this one. It's some nice feelings in it. I'm glad. Does it make it any better than yesterday's? Let me think. I don't know. I guess I like them both. Well, that's not very helpful, you know. Well, I'm not very good at figuring out poems are good or bad, but that's just why I just go by my heart. If it makes me feel things, then it must be a good poem. I'm not exactly sure how that works, but then again, I guess conveying feelings is a pretty important part of this whole thing. Yeah, maybe, I guess. Honestly, I don't even know what kind of writing you like in the first place. Yeah. Me either. So why don't you at least give it, try giving it some thought? You want me to write something? Or write something for me? That's so sweet. Yeah, right. But you're always thinking about other people. You need to think about yourself once in a while. If you don't, you might end up hurting someone at some point. Well, I don't really know what you mean, but I'll try keeping that in mind. Well, whatever. I guess I like happy poems. Wait, sometimes I like sad poems too. Sometimes a little bit of both. There's a word for that, right? What's the word I'm looking for? Bittersweet. Yeah. I like things that are happy and things that are sad. Happy and sad? I can't see you liking something sad, Sayori. Well, I like happy the most, but sometimes when you have a little rain cloud in your head, a sad poem can give the little rain cloud a little hug. and make a nice happy little rainbow. Sayori, that's unexpectedly poetic. It is? Well, I'm getting better at expressing my feelings after all. Thanks, Sugar. I should go and write that down then. You can read my poem now, okay? Bottles. I pop off my scalp like the lid of a cookie jar. It's the secret place where I keep all my dreams. Little balls of sunshine all rubbing together like a bundle of kittens. I reach inside with my thumb and forefinger and pluck one out. It's warm and tingly. But there's no time to waste. I put it in a bottle to keep it safe. And I put the bottle on the shelf with all the other bottles. Happy thoughts, happy thoughts, happy thoughts in bottles, all in a row. My collection makes me a lot of friends. Each bottle a starlight to make amends. Sometimes my friend feels a certain way. Down comes a bottle to save the day. Night and after night, more dreams. Friend after friend, more bottles. Deeper and deeper my fingers go, like exploring a dark cave, discovering the secrets hiding in the nooks and crannies, digging and digging, scraping and scraping. I blow dust off my bottle caps. It doesn't feel like time elapsed. My empty shelf could use some more. My friends look through my locked front door. Finally all done, I open up, and in come my friends. In they come in such a hurry. Do they want my bottles that much? I frantically pull them from the shelf one after the other, holding them out to each and every friend, each and every bottle. But every time I let one go, it shatters against the tile beneath my feet. Happy thoughts, happy thoughts, happy thoughts in shards all over the floor. They were supposed to be for my friends who aren't smiling. They're all shouting, pleading, something. But all I hear is echo, echo, echo inside my head. So it's like having friends and like having to move away type thing, then losing those friends, and then trying to reconnect with those friends, and then they don't really give a fuck. I've had to deal with that before. That's kind of shitty. That's a good one. Not bad. Sayori, did you really write this? Of course I did. Didn't I tell you yesterday I was going to write the best poem ever? Yeah, but, I mean, I didn't expect something like this coming from you. Monica taught me a whole lot, and I've been really in touch with my feelings recently. I see that. It's kind of creepy. Creepy? Well, not exactly, but maybe because I'm so used to you being so cheerful. Well, never mind. I'm thinking too hard. The point is it came out good, and you should be proud. Aw, thanks. I feel like I wasn't meant to express myself this way. It even helps me understand my own feelings a little bit better. Writing is like magic. You've gotten pretty passionate about this, huh? I hope you keep it up. Yeah, writing's the best. I'm gonna keep writing until I die. Don't get ahead of yourself. Sayori always has a habit of getting obsessed with something before dropping it no more than a week later. I wonder if this was one of those times, but seeing the passion in her eyes makes it hard for me to be pessimistic. Alright, just Monica. I thought this was supposed to be a horror game. Like, all this is just about 2 hours of reading. Hi again, Sugar. How's the writing going? Alright, I guess. I'll take that. As long as it's not going bad. I'm happy that you're applying yourself. Maybe soon one day you'll come up with a masterpiece. I probably wouldn't count on that. You never know. Want to share what you wrote for today? Sure, here you go. I give my poem to Monica. Alright, great job. I was going ooh in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. It's easy for me to keep everybody's expectations low. That way it always counts when I put in some effort. That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know what Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Unlike Sayori, who likes using simple and direct words to describe happiness and sadness, Yuri likes it when readers are left to derive their own meaning out of it. It's very challenging to write that effectively, both allowing people to get something out of it just by feel or letting them deeply analyze all of the nuances. It can take years of practice, while I'm assuming Yuri has this at point. I never really asked, though. I'm sure I'm nowhere near her level yet. Don't worry so much about that. You do your own thing. Just keep exploring and learn by trying new things. But anyway, you want to read my poem now? I like the way this one turned out, so I hope you do too. Well, alright, let's take a look. Save me, the colors they won't stop. Bright, beautiful colors. Flashing, expanding, piercing, red, green, blue, an endless cacophony? What? I've never heard that word before. An endless cacophony of meaningless noise. The noise that won't stop. Violent, grating waveforms. Squeaking, screeching, piercing, sine, cosine, tangent. Like playing a chalkboard on a turntable. Like playing a vinyl on a pizza crust. An endless poem of meaninglessness. Load me. Load me? What? Okay, what does cacophony mean? What the fuck is that? I've never heard that word before. A harsh, discordant... a bad mixture of sounds. A harsh, discordant mixture of sounds. Okay, that one was pretty shit too. It's more abstract than your last one, huh? I guess it's just the way I write. I'm sorry if you don't like it. No, I never said that. It's just kind of a thing that I've never really seen before. I kind of like playing with my space on the paper. Choosing where and how to space your words can totally change the mood of the poem. It's almost like magic. The way I wrote the lines really short makes it feel like they're trying to speak over the noise. I see. It's still hard for me to tell what's going on about it though. Sometimes asking what a poem is isn't about the right question. A poem can be as abstract as a physical expression of a feeling or a conversation with the reader. So putting it that way, not every poem is about something. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes you'll find yourself facing a difficult decision. When that happens, don't forget to save your game. You never know when you might change your mind, or when something unexpected may happen. Wait, is this tip even about writing? What am I even talking about? Ahaha, that's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Okay. I guess save in the second one? I probably don't need to. Whatever. We're all done reading each other's poems, right? I have something extra planned today, so if anybody could come sit at the room. Is this about the festival? Well, sort of. Do we really have to do something for the festival? It's not like we can put anything together in just a few days. We'll just end up embarrassing ourselves. That's a concern of mine as well. I don't really do this last minute preparations. Don't worry so much. We're going to keep it simple, okay? We don't need much more than a few decorations. Sayori has been working on posters, and I've designed some pamphlets we can give out during the event. Okay, that's great and all, and that doesn't tell us what we're actually going to be doing for the event. Sorry, I thought you heard about it already. We're going to be performing. Performing? What? It's a book club. Yeah, we're going to be having a poetry performance. I get it. Each of us is going to choose a poem to recite, and the cool part is we're going to let anybody else come up and recite poems too. Sayori is putting up all the posters in case anybody wants to prepare ahead of time. Sayori, who's been coloring a poster, holds it up for us to see. Are you kidding me, Monica? You didn't already start putting those posters up, did you? Well, I did. Do you really think it's that bad of an idea? Well, no, it's not a bad idea. I just didn't sign up for this, you know? There's no way I'm going to be performing in front of a group of people like that. I agree with Natsuki. I could never in my life do something like that. Imagining it, Yuri shakes her head in fear. Guys, no, Sayori, I understand where they're coming from. Remember that Natsuki and Yuri have never shared their poems with anyone until just a couple days ago. It's a lot to ask for them to recite their poems out loud to a whole room full of people. I guess it's kind of overlooked like that, so I'm sorry. But I still think we should give it our best. We're the only ones responsible for the fate of this club. If we start the event and put on a good performance, then it'll inspire others to do the same. And the more people who perform, the better we'll be able to show everybody that literature is all about. Yeah, it's about expressing your feelings, being intimate, finding new horizons, having fun, that's right. And it's about those reasons that we're all in this club today. Don't you want to share it with others to inspire them to find the same feelings that brought you here in the first place? I know you do. I know we all do. And if all if all it takes is standing in front of the room for 2 minutes and reciting a poem, then I know you can do it. Natsuki and Yuri remain silent. Sayori looks worried. I guess that leaves me no choice. I agree. I don't think it's too much to ask. I think Sayori and Monica have been really trying hard to get new members, and the least we can do is help them out a little bit. Well, maybe, but it looks like Natsuki doesn't have any arguments left. Okay, fine. I guess we'll just have to get it over with. Alright, phew. Thanks, Natsuki. What about Yuri? Yuri dejectedly how many times are they going to use that word? Glances around at everybody else's expectant faces. Well, I guess I don't really have another choice. That's everybody. You're the best, Yuri. This club is seriously going to be the death of me. Yikes, I think that's what this game is supposed to be about, but I mean, fuck, 2 hours in almost. Oh gosh, you'll be fine, Yuri, but anyway, let's move on to the main event. I want each of you to choose a poem of yours. We're going to practice reciting them in front of each other. No way, Monica, this is too sudden. Well, if you can't recite your poem in front of the club, how do you expect to do it in front of strangers? Oh no, don't worry, I'll start off to help everybody feel a little bit more comfortable. Can I go next? Aha, of course. Now let's see, Monica flips through her notebook to the specific poem she has in mind for herself. Stands behind the podium, and the title of this poem is The Way They Fly. Ahem. Monica begins reciting her poem. Her clear, confident voice fills the room. More than that, her inflection is pristine. She knows exactly how to apply emotion behind each line she recites, bringing the words to life. Is this something she's done before, or is she simply a natural? I glance around me. Everyone has their eyes on Monica. Sayori looks amazed. Yuri has an intense expression on her face that I don't understand. Finally, Monica finishes the recitation. The four of us applaud. Monica takes a breath and smiles. That was so good, Monica. Aha, thank you very much. I was just hoping to set a good example. Are you ready to go next, Sayori? I'll go next. What? Yuri's fired up all of a sudden? Yuri clutches a sheet of paper behind her hands and stands up. Or between her hands, my bad. Keeping her head down, she walks quickly over to the podium. This poem's called... you can do it, Yuri. It's called After Image of a Crimson Eye. Yuri's voice shakes as she starts reading the poem. Just a moment ago, she practically refused to do this. Why is she suddenly putting in so much effort? As Yuri gets past the first couple of lines, her voice changes. It's almost like what happens when Yuri gets absorbed into her books. Her quivering words transform into the sharp syllables of a fierce and confident woman. The poem is full of twists and turns in the structure that she enunciates with perfect timing. Fuck, I can't do that now, can I? This must be a rare glimpse into the whirling fire Yuri keeps concealed in her head. Suddenly, she's finished. Everyone's stunned. Yuri snaps back into reality. Oh, there goes gravity. And glances around as if she's bewildered even herself. It's up to me to save this situation. I'm the first to start applauding. Everyone joins me afterward and we give Yuri the recognition she deserves. It's not that we didn't want to applaud for her, but we were so caught off guard that we must have forgotten. As we applaud, Yuri holds the poem to her chest and rushes back to her seat. Yuri, that was really good. Thank you for sharing. Looks like Yuri is down for the count. Okay, I guess I'm next then. Sayori hops out of her chair and cheerfully walks over to the podium. This one's called My Meadow. Sorry, Sayori, get on with it. Let's go. It's a lot harder than I thought. How did you guys do it so easily? Try not to think of it like you're reciting to other people. Imagine you're reciting it to yourself, like in front of a mirror or in your own head. It's your poem, so it'll come out the best that way. I see. Okay then. Sayori begins her poem. Somehow it feels like her soft voice made a perfect match. The poem isn't aimlessly cheery like Sayori is. It's serene and bittersweet. Oh my god. It's kind of just poor writing at this point. If I were to read this on paper, I probably wouldn't think of it much, but hearing it come out of her voice gives it a whole new meaning. Well, maybe if you guys had fucking voice actors. Whatever. Maybe this is what Sayori meant when she said she likes my poems. It's like I get to reach more deeply into someone I thought I never knew. Sayori finishes and we applaud. I did it! Good job, Sayori! Haha, even Sugarful liked it. I guess that's a good sign. What does that mean? It came out nicely, Sayori. The atmosphere of the poem fits you very nicely. But it might be the other poems wouldn't quite work as well with that kind of delivery. I don't really understand. In other words, I've seen poems of yours where that sort of gentle delivery wouldn't work as well. They might need a little more force, depending on what you're reading. Oh, okay, I get you. It's all about tone. Yeah, practice it. It's just embarrassing in front of everybody. The next time, I'm going to make you pick a poem that challenges you a little bit more. Why don't we have much time, or we don't have much time before the festival, you know, okay? Okay, well, who's next? Natsuki? Huh, well, don't make me go before Sugar. It's not like I can compare to you guys anyway. Might as well let Sugar lower everybody's standards a little bit before I have to do it. Natsuki, it's fine. I might as well get it over with. But it's not like I have much of a selection of what to read. I'll just have to go with what I wrote for today. I stand up in front of the podium, everybody's got their eyes on me, making me feel terribly awkward. I recite my poem. Since I'm not exactly confident in my own writing, it's hard to put energy into it. Oh, despite that, once I finish, I receive applause anyway. Sorry, I'm not really as good as everybody else. Don't worry about it so much. I think it's less about your abilities and more about your lack of confidence in your writing. That's something you'll improve over time, though. Yeah, maybe. Alright then, that just leaves you, Natsuki. Yeah, I'm going. Natsuki begrudgingly gets out of her seat and makes her way to the podium. The poem's called... Why are you all looking at me? Because you're presenting? Anyway, the poem's called Jump. Once she starts reciting the poem, her sour attitude disappears a little bit. While she's still a little unenthused, her poem has a rhythm and a rhyme to it. It's Natsuki's trademark style, and it works surprisingly well when spoken aloud. The words feel like they bounce up and down as if giving life to the poem. Natsuki finishes and everyone applauds. She huffs back to her seat. That wasn't so bad, was it? Easy for you to say. You'd better not make me do that again. Oh, well, do you at least feel prepared enough to recite a poem in front of other people? I mean, doing it in front of other people will be way easier. I can put on whatever face I want for those people. But when it's just my friends, it's just embarrassing. That's a surprise, Natsuki. I think it would be the other way around for me. Well, that's just not how it is, so, well, I guess in that case, you won't have to worry about much for the festival. That said, I want to thank everybody for coming through. It might be hard, but I hope that all of you have an idea of what it's like now. Make sure you pick a poem and get enough practice before the festival, okay? I'll be making pamphlets, so let me know ahead of time what you'll be reciting. Geez, I should probably find some other poem to recite instead. That's fine too, it doesn't have to be your own. I'm already pleasantly surprised that you're putting all this effort into the club. It makes me really happy. Yeah, no problem. Okay, everyone, I think that's about it for today. I know the festival is coming up, but let's try to write poems for tomorrow as well. It's been working out really nice so far, so I'd like to continue that. As for the festival, we'll finish planning for tomorrow, and then we'll have the weekend to prepare. Monday's the big day. I can't wait. I can't do this. Or no, I can do this, my bad. I stand up. There's no way I'll be able to find the same enthusiasm as Sayori and Monica, but I'll do my best to get through it. It's for the sake of the club and impressing Monica. Then I'll have to do my best. Ready to go, Sayori? Yep. Look at you two. You're always going home together like that. It's kind of adorable, isn't it? Geez, guys, don't make such a big deal out of it. It must be a little nice, though. Well, how am I supposed to respond to that? It's okay, Sugar. You don't have to say it. Whatever, let's get going already. Walk home. Few days, nothing's changed. Sayori's being quiet. Hey, Sayori. Sorry, I was spacing off. No wonder. I was thinking about something from earlier. I like how we get to, Sayori fumbles her words. So let's just say that one day Yuri asked to walk home with you. Uh-huh. What would you do? What kind of question is that? You're kind of putting me on the spot here. I would walk home with Yuri. Oh, why does the thought of that make my heart pound? Oh. I mean, given how hard it is for her to socialize, I would feel awful turning her down, so... Oh, isn't she so beautiful and smart? That has nothing to do with what I just said. You admitted it. Geez, there's not even a point in speculating something that's never gonna happen. Well, maybe, but it's just like... I just like to think about it. It's not long before you won't need me anymore, you know? Need you? Sayori, I can't figure out how you're seeing things in your head right now. Sorry, everyone's different. Nobody in the club is a replacement for you. If you say so. The conversation trails off and I'm left feeling awkward, but it was kind of her fault for trapping me with this sudden weird question. I can't just lie to her. But if there's something else that makes her happy, I would hate to take that away from her. It's like there's no point in speculating. Then again, the festival's only a few days away. Who knows what will happen in that time? Probably nothing. Okay. So far, fucking nothing has happened. Like, this is... Here, let's do dance, Poppy, universe. Climax. Adventure. Or beauty, sing, breathe, I guess, I don't know. Strawberry, Valentine, extraordinary, fun, peace. Comfort, sweet, sunset. I already chose excitement earlier, didn't I? Let's do heartbeat. Embrace. Bliss. I don't fucking know. This is just... I don't know. This game is really not worth all the hype, I don't think. You're the last one here. She's practicing piano. Oh my god. Fucking hell, this is just not getting good. Especially when I can read this fast. Sayori is sitting down in the desk of the corner, looking down at nothing. Finally, is something cool gonna happen? Hey Sayori, I waved my hand in front of her face. Huh? You're spacing out again. Sorry, don't mind me. You can go talk to everyone else. Is everything alright? Of course. Why wouldn't it be? Just feels like you're a little off. Sorry for assuming things. Geez, you worry too much about me. I'm fine, see? Sayori shows me a big smile. Don't let me distract you from having fun with everybody. Well, alright, if you say so. I worriedly glance at Sayori before turning back toward everybody else. But the conversation is already dispersed with everyone back at their usual activities. Maybe I should ask Monica if she's noticed anything about Sayori recently, since they've been preparing for the festival. Hey, what's up? This might sound strange, but have you noticed anything off with her? What do you mean? Maybe I'm reading into it much, but she seems a bit downcast today. Oh, you think so? I can't say I've noticed anything about her, but Monica appears across the room, who idly dragging a rubber eraser up and down her desk. Maybe there's something on her mind, but I'm surprised I'm not the one who's asking you, Sugarful. You certainly know her a lot better than I do. Yeah, but she's like never like this. She's always talking about things that bothered her. But this time, when I asked her, she was really dismissive. Sorry, I know it's not your problem. I just wanted to ask if you knew anything, so I'll drop it now. No, it's important to me too. I mean, I'm also friends with her, but I also care about the well-being of the club members, you know? Maybe I'll try talking to her myself. Are you sure? She seems like she wanted to be left alone. Are you sure? Well, maybe she has just a hard time bringing up with the person of interest. Person of interest? What do you mean? I'm saying that maybe the thing on her mind is you, Sugar. How on earth would you come to that conclusion? Well, I probably shouldn't say too much, but Sayori talks to you about... talks about you more than anything else, you know? She's so much happier ever since you joined the club. It's like an extra light is turned on inside of her. What? No way. Sayori's always like that. She's always been full of sunshine. It's not any different now than it's always been. You're so funny. Have you ever thought that maybe you've only seen her as so cheerful because that's just how she is when she's around you? I said too much. I'm sorry, what do I know anyway? I didn't mean to jump to conclusions, so you should just forget what I said. Okay, goodbye. Yeah, so Monica goes to talk to Sayori. I know Sayori told me not to worry about her and have fun with everybody else, but that's impossible to do if she's behaving like this. Exactly how much do I care about her and that I'm letting this weigh on me so much? Now it feels like I'm the one behaving out of the ordinary. But there's nothing I can do besides wait for Monica. Why does it feel like I'm being watched? I glance around the room. Suddenly I notice Yuri peering at me over her book. But she looks away just as quickly with a flustered look on her face. I realize that she won't get anywhere like this. I've never seen Yuri approach anyone or start a conversation of her own accord, so I have no choice but to approach her myself. By now it's a little easier for me to do that. I stand up and sit in one next to hers. I didn't mean to bother you or anything. Oh, relax, you didn't even do anything. I could tell that you wanted to be alone with your thoughts. Alone with my thoughts? How were you even able to tell something like that? Well, it's something that I do a lot, so it wasn't hard for me to spot based on your posture and expression. Not that I was staring or anything. I didn't want to be creepy like that. In any case, I guess you're right. I'm sorry if I caused any concern. Don't apologize. Your troubles are the only concern of those who willingly share in that concern. Of course, there are certainly those who find the most comfort in keeping to themselves, but if you prefer to share what's on your mind, then I would be glad to listen. It's really not that big of a deal. I was just feeling a bit uneasy about Sayori. Yeah, she seems a little bit off today, and when I asked her about it, she didn't want to admit anything to me, so I can't help but wonder if something happened. Oh, that's quite romantic. Huh? Sorry, I didn't mean to say something stupid. It's not, Sayori and I have just been friends for a long time, that's all. Oh, I see. Then perhaps it's unusual for her to be dismissive about you and her feelings, or maybe I'm just reading into it too much. Sugar, the world's full of meaning, often hidden deep beneath plain sight, and there are many untold stories behind every person, no matter how well you may know them. Ah, so you think that there might be something behind it after all. I think that Sayori is a very complex person. Her mannerisms on the outside don't always match what she might have going on inside of her head, and she may not always know what she wants. I noticed her strange behavior today too, and I also feel some concern for her, but in that case it looked like she was fully occupying your thoughts, wasn't she? Well, yeah, I guess so. Sayori, she really means a lot to you, doesn't she? I guess, but you don't need to put it that way. We're just good friends. She lives next to me. It's fine. It's nothing. Yuri looks deeply into my eyes. Her expression is gentle and curious, as if she's searching for something. Embarrassed, I avert my gaze. Sometimes a person's mysteries are untold even to themselves, and you, as someone's honest and caring, may uncover feelings you weren't always aware were in you. That is, I think that she would be a very fortunate person to have you feel that way about her. Yuri, you're giving me too much credit. I'm a pretty simple guy, so I think I'm pretty good at understanding my own feelings. I'm not nearly as sophisticated as you. Oh, well, that's not a compliment, is it? It is what it is. Anyway, as long as we're here, why don't we do some reading? Well, as long as you're okay with it, yeah, I should be taking my mind off this whole thing anyway. Okay, everyone, after some time passes, Monica calls out to the room. Why don't we share our poems now? Okay. Monica smiles. Sayori, she's like, what's going on? Let's just continue with, let's go with Natsuki this time. We'll do her first because she doesn't get a lot of attention, I guess. I don't know. This one's alright. Alright? Well, yeah, about as good as yesterday's anyway. I see what you're going for, but it's not really my style. I mean, that's fine. I'm mostly just glad you're trying a little bit. Well, of course, at least I'm trying. Why are you so emotionally invested in my poems anyway? Isn't that more of a compliment to me? No, gross. It's not like I care. It's just that one of us in this club has to make sure you're not slacking off. Really? Well, what if you ended up just scaring me away? It's not like you would actually do that. Yeah, you're right. It's kind of fun to hang out there. Or to hang out here. Even if I have to put up with you. Natsuki elbows connects with my stomach. Oh, maybe I won't mind scaring you away after all. I was just joking. Oh, I know. Don't worry, I was too. How the hell do you call that a joke? That seriously hurt. Oh, wow. Well, maybe it was funny to her. I guess that's kind of the point. I really should just watch my mouth around Natsuki. Anyway, she holds the poem out. I'll be your beach. Your mind is so full of troubles and fears that diminish your wander over the years. But today I have a special place, a beach for us to go. A shore reaching beyond your sight, a sea that sparkles with brilliant light. The walls in your mind will melt away before the sunny glow. I'll be the beach that washes your worries away. I'll be the beach that you daydream about each day. I'll be the beach that makes your heart leap in a way you thought had left you long ago. Let's bury your heavy thoughts in a pile of sand, bathe in sunbeams, hold my hand, wash your insecurities in the salty sea, and let me see you shine. Let's leave your memories in a footprint trail, set you free in my windy sail, and remember the reasons you're wonderful when you press your lips to mine. I'll be the beach that washes your worries away. I'll be the beach that you daydream about each day. I'll be the beach that makes your heart leap in a way you thought had left you long ago. But if you let me be by your side, your own beach, your own escape, you'll learn to love yourself again. I really don't like Natsuki's. Hers and Monica's are the fucking worst. Yeah, I felt like I kept writing about negative things, so I wanted to write something with a nice message for once. So, you decided to write about the beach because it's happy and you came up with the message later? Yeah, well, it's only because of what happened yesterday. I mean, after Yuri and I realized we both kind of wrote about the same thing, she wanted to pick a topic and have both of us write about it or whatever. Oh, you can really see her doing that too, making us write about a simple topic, then trying to impress me by coming up with something all fancy. Well, it's not like I care, I just did it anyway. I mean, I guess mine ended up being kind of metaphorical too, but there's nothing wrong with that once in a while. At the very least, it was good practice. Yeah, I don't know. Let's do Monica, Sayori, then Yuri's is the best, always. Hi, Sugar. Have you thought about what you want to submit to perform at the festival? Well, being in this club is one thing, but performing in front of a bunch of people? I'll have to give it some more thought. Okay, no pressure, but whatever you do, I'm sure it'll turn out great. It would also make me happy to see. Anyway, let's take a look at today's poem. Sure. I let Monica take the poem I'm holding. I like this one. It makes me think of something Sayori would like. Is that so? You and Sayori are really good friends, right? I wouldn't be surprised if you had those sorts of things in common. Ah, well, we may be good friends, but Sayori and I are actually really different. Huh, well, that may be the case, but maybe there's also some similarities that you wouldn't even expect. The way she talks about you sounds like the two of you really care about each other's well-being. Even if you show it in different ways, it ends up being more similar than you'd think. So I think that's the kind of vibe I get when I'm reading your poem. Huh. Well, you sure you're not reading into this much? Well, I could be. Oh gosh, I sound like Yuri. But in any case, Sayori's writing has this kind of gentle feel to it. I can tell that she likes exploring with emotions like happiness and sadness. Who knew that someone so happy would enjoy sad things too? Yeah, that's totally unexpected. Well, to each their own, and you shouldn't be afraid to experiment a little bit either. Anyway, I'll share my poem with you now, alright? Alright. The Lady Who Knows Everything. An old tale tells of a lady who wanders the earth. The lady who knows everything. A beautiful lady who has found every answer, all meaning, all purpose, and all that was ever sought. And here I am, a feather. Lost adrift, the sky, victim of the currents of the wind. Day after day I search with little hope, knowing legends don't exist. But when all else has failed me, when all elders have turned away, the legend is all that remains, the last dim star glimmering in the twilight sky. In the what? I think that's supposed to be twilight. Until one day the wind ceases to blow, I fall, and I fall and fall and fall even more, gentle as a feather, a dry quill, expressionless. But a hand catches me between the thumb and forefinger, the hand of a beautiful lady. I look at her eyes and find no end to her gaze. The lady who knows everything knows what I am thinking, but before I can speak, she responds in a hollow voice. I have found every answer, all of which amounting to nothing. There is no meaning, no purpose, and we seek only the impossible. I am not your legend. Your legend does not exist. And with a breath, she blows me back afloat, and I pick up a gust of wind. Interesting. That one was better. Actually, I didn't mind that one. It's just about the never-ending pursuit of knowledge, I guess. You know, I feel like learning and looking for answers are all sorts of things that give life meaning. Not to get too philosophical or anything, but it was kind of on my mind, so that's what I wrote about. I see. I never really put much thought into it. In a way, it's almost paradoxical. Because if we had all the answers, wouldn't the world start to lose its meaning? You know, there's one thing I noticed. It seems like everybody in this club prefers writing about things that are more sad than happy. Are you surprised? I mean, if everything was okay, we wouldn't really have anything to write about, would we? Humans are two-dimensional creatures. I think you know that better than any person. Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't it one-dimensional? Yeah, that. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Are you ever too shy to share your writings because you're afraid it's not that good? It can be really disheartening to get a lukewarm response to something you put so much time into, but if you can find other people who enjoy writing, then sharing becomes a lot easier. Because instead of telling you that your writing is good or okay or bad, they'll want to focus more on everything that went into it and the things you can work on. It's much more encouraging that way, and it will make you want to continue to improve your writing. It's almost like having your own little literature club, don't you think? That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Sayori. It's nice, I guess. Come on, I can already tell you don't like it. Well, you don't need to worry about what I think. After all, you wrote this for someone else, didn't you? Probably Yuri. What? I didn't write this for anyone. Maybe that's not really what I meant though, but it's okay, you're making new friends just like I was hoping. That makes me really happy. And you're happy too, right? In this club? Well, of course I am. Good, that's all that matters to me. Thank you, Sugarful. Sayori, is there something wrong? Huh? No, nothing. I'm just a little tired today. Alright, just tell me if you need anything. I will, don't worry about me. You can play with everybody else I know. If you insist. Yeah, that's weird. I'm gonna go home a little bit early today. Okay, Sayori? Tell Monica I wasn't feeling well, okay? I'll see you tomorrow. Before I can say anything else, Sayori cheerfully walks out of the classroom, humming to herself. And I'm not gonna walk home with her, I guess. Hey, Yuri. Well done, Sugarful. You've definitely improved your writing over the course of these few days. Has my advice been helpful to you? Yeah, definitely. I'm glad. Sharing our writing like this is a lot more fun and rewarding than I anticipated. I need to remember to thank Monica. I think we all felt a little awkward at first, but now it seems like everyone's enjoying sharing their writing and seeing what others think. I guess I can't really disagree. I was afraid of this whole thing would be a chore, but it's a great way for me to spend some personal time with all these girls in the club. It's really fun to get to know everybody and their writing, and I guess doing some writing myself. Well, have you learned anything about yourself, Sugar? Well, you know how I like that writing is a very personal way to get in touch with yourself. In the end, it doesn't matter if you're a good writer or a bad writer, and even my opinions are just opinions, you know? And always, I believe what's most important is exploring and discovering yourself. Well, that's comforting. I'm kind of afraid of disappointing you in some way or another. Why me? Well, you're always so sophisticated with your writing and have the most advice to share. Is that so? Yuri thinks for a good minute. That's terrible. Huh? For me to have become someone whose opinion is fearsome? How unlikable of me. Yuri, it's not as bad as you're making it sound in your head. I just meant that I respect your opinion. Oh, I see. I'm sorry that I always have to overthink and come to these sorts of conclusions. I'm just a little too used to it. Overthinking? No, being disliked. Yuri. Well, what am I saying? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bring that up. Let's just move on. Alright. Share your poem now? Alright, here you go. Alright, here are the good ones. Here are the good ones. Another one about a beach. What the fuck, eh? Okay, beach. A marvel millions of years in the making, where the womb of Earth chaotically meets the surface, under a clear blue sky and expanse of bliss, but beneath gray rolling clouds an endless enigma. The easiest world to get lost in is one where everything can be found. One can only build a sandcastle where the sand is wet, but where the sand is wet, the tide comes. Will it gently lick at your foundations until you give in, or will a sudden wave send you crashing down in the blink of an eye? Either way, the outcome is the same, yet we still build sandcastles. I stand where the foam wraps around my ankles, where my toes squish into the sand. The salty air is therapeutic. The breeze is gentle yet powerful. I sink my toes into the ultimate boundary line, tempted by the foamy tendrils. Turn back, and I abandon my peace to erode this at the shore. Drift forward, and I return to earth forevermore. See, that one is very good, because it's all about, like, the destruction of time and the inevitability of death, you know? Time destroys all. I really like that one. These ones are the best ones that actually, like, I enjoy reading. I'm actually excited to read the next word even sometimes. I'm aware that the beach is kind of an inane thing to write about, but I did my best to take a metaphorical approach to it. Yeah, Natsuki already told me about this. She did? She didn't say anything weird, did she? She just wanted us to write about the same topic again. I suppose to better compare the differences in our writing styles or thought processes. Anyway, it was her idea. Knowing her, it's no surprise that she'd want to do something like that. She probably just wants to show off. Jeez, these women. It's not like I have a particular interest in her writing or anything. I just went with her request. But, well, I suppose it's not so bad to write about something simple on occasion. It can be refreshing, you know? It's good for me to calm my thoughts for once in a while. Yeah, I think I agree. Thanks for sharing it. Okay, you three, we're all done sharing poems, right? Why don't we start figuring out... Hold on a second, is it just me or did you say something strange now? Huh? Something did sound a bit unusual. That's right, you deviated from your usual catchphrase when addressing the club. Catchphrase? I don't have a catchphrase. Geez, why is the mood so weird today? Look, even Yuri isn't immune to it. Stagnating air is common foreshadowing that something terrible is about to happen. In your books, maybe. Look, the only thing different is that Sayori isn't here. It seems you're right. Sayori always helps lighten the mood a little bit, doesn't she? It's almost like everyone's balance is thrown off a little when she's not around. Where the heck did she run off to anyway? I thought she just went to pee. Natsuki, please show some decency. Oh, come on. She actually wasn't feeling too well and she went home early. Is that so? I hope she's alright. Seriously, of all the times to not go home with her, you pick the time she's not feeling well? So much for you two being all lovey-dovey. No, first of all, stop misunderstanding my friendship with Sayori. And second, she's kind of been avoiding me today, so I didn't want to force it. Oh, that's that curious expression coming from Yuri. Of you, of all people? Calm down, guys. I talked to her earlier today and everything's fine. What'd she say? Anyway, we need to figure out the rest of the festival preparations, so let's decide what everybody is doing this weekend. I already know what I'm doing. That's right, Natsuki will be making cupcakes, but we need a lot of them, and a lot of different flavors. Can you handle that all by yourself? Challenge accepted. And as for myself, I'm going to be printing and assembling. Sayori's helping me design them. As for Yuri, you can... Guys, can you help me come up with something for Yuri? I'm useless. No, that's not it at all. You're the most talented person here, you know? Now Natsuki's pouting too. Geez, even I can't tell now. I guess I never gave Sayori enough credit, but I can tell things are even harder for you when she's not around. That may be the case, but I also can't be a leader on my own, then I won't grow as a person. So, Yuri, you have any beautiful handwriting, you know? Should you make some banners? About that. I love making things for the atmosphere. Let's do it. Yuri's expression suddenly changes as she stares at her desk and focus and starts nodding to herself. Your mind is already racing, I see. That's great. You'll be all wonderful to help. But anyway, that just leaves you, Sugar, the one who is truly useless. Don't say that. In fact, both Natsuki and Yuri have some pretty heavy tasks to handle. It would probably be going a long way if you gave them a hand. You could always help me out as well. Yeah, I would be very appreciative. That's Monica suggesting I spend the weekend with one of the club members? How on earth are they going to respond to a suggestion like that? I suppose I wouldn't mind getting a bit of help. Well, even if you don't know how to bake, there's always some dirty work I could give to you. It's not like Monica's going to give me a choice and you shouldn't be sitting on your butt anyway. Natsuki tries to mumble a bunch of excuses like that. If I recall, Natsuki, you mentioned that you would like to handle the baking on your own. Sugarful may not like being around you if you only make him a nuisance. So therefore, he may be more suited to assisting with the decorations. Hold on, I never said that. How hard could it be to make a few decorations anyway? Sounds more like you're just making excuses for Sugarful to... What are you saying? It'll be extremely meticulous work. And baking isn't? Just what do you think? Guys, let's settle down for a moment. In the end, I think it's up to Sugarful to decide who he'd like to contribute. Besides, he hasn't really gotten the chance to spend any time with me yet, you know. So I'm sure he's interested in... You literally just said... I'm surprised as well. Sorry, I was just saying though. Jeez, can we just settle this already? Yeah. Sugarful, you're okay with this, right? Who are you going with? Well... Okay, well, Natsuki wants to be alone, I'm pretty sure. Yuri wants me over there. Monica wants me over there. And Sayori is at home sick, so... I don't know, maybe I should just go and do that, I think. I mean, if it's gonna be anyone, then I prefer helping Sayori. I mean, we're already neighbors, but Monica said that Sayori was helping her. Jeez, do you really hate us that much? No. Sorry, I didn't mean for this to be difficult. Just think of the club, okay? I guess Yuri then. Well, I'll probably be most useful helping out Yuri then. Are you serious? Why would you... Natsuki, I can already tell you're about to say something mean. No, I was just saying... So you'll be helping Yuri then? Yeah, that's probably what I'm gonna do. I'm glad. I have a bad habit of overthinking these sort of things, so I think your assistance will be very useful. That's great to hear. Natsuki will be able to handle the baking yourself? I mean, yeah, I already said I would be fine. Okay, well, everybody can tell that Natsuki is feeling a little bit sour. So, is that everything we needed to go over? Yeah, that should be about it. Are you guys excited? Well, excited may not be the right word, but I suppose I'm looking forward to it a little bit. Do you feel the same way, Sugar? Me? I guess you could say I'm interested. That's good enough for me. Well, what about you, Natsuki? Natsuki, what? Why is everyone yelling at me? I didn't even do anything. No, that's not what I meant at all. Yuri anxiously glances between everyone in the room. I'm sorry for this. I don't really know why Sugarful picked me. And also, your cupcakes are the best cupcakes I've ever had. They really go well with my tea. And nothing that I do with the event will compare to that, so... I get it. I'm kind of surprised, though. Why? Well, I'm the one acting immature, I already know that. But you're trying to cheer me up all of a sudden. And I know I'm not very good at it. I'm sorry if I said something bad. Natsuki isn't the only one surprised. Monica and I was also taken aback by Yuri's words. When she already has trouble with words trying to cheer someone up, must be far out of her own comfort zone. But I begin to understand Yuri was trying to sound like Sayori. Even if it didn't sound perfectly or work perfectly, I can tell that she tried to say something Sayori would say at a time like this, because Sayori always helps everyone smile and feel good about themselves. No, I kind of appreciated it. I'm sorry for making a big deal out of nothing, but I'm going to say this. You better bet that my cupcakes are going to be the best part of the whole event. I believe you. Yeah, I hope to see everybody do their best, but there's nothing more for today, so I guess it's time for us to head out. Alright, let's get out of here then. Everyone packs up their things. I start to follow Monica and Natsuki out the door as they chat between each other. I turn around. Sorry. I realize that I don't have any way of contacting you this weekend. Oh, you're right. I can't believe that slipped my mind. Should I give you my phone number? I think that'd be best, yes. Alright then. Yuri and I exchange phone numbers. Then I'll be stopping by your house on Sunday. Huh? My house? Is that a problem? No, not at all. I just thought that I would be the one going to your house since I'm the one helping you. I suppose that makes sense. But if you don't mind, I think I would prefer going to your house. Alright, well in that case it won't be a problem. I did not press Yuri for a reason. It's not like it should matter, but either way, so I'll just need to make sure my room is clean. I hope I managed to make myself useful in some way. I'm not nearly as creative as you are. Don't underestimate yourself, Sugar. I think that will make a very productive team, even if you only chose me because you felt bad or something. Wait, you don't actually think I did that to you, do you? I don't know. It's difficult for me to come up with any other reason that you might have chosen me. You're forgetting the one reason with the most common sense. I chose you because that's what I wanted to do. But Yuri thinks to herself with an extremely tense expression. Yuri, you're overthinking this. You wanted me to point out where you're overthinking, right? I didn't realize. I'm telling you I want to. That's all there is to it. Do you believe me? Yuri thinks really hard again. She looks straight into my eyes for a while. I believe you, as it took her tremendous effort. Yuri finally says and accepts and relaxes her expression. And I'm really looking forward to things Sunday. Yeah, I am too. After that exchange, I make my way out of the door and Yuri follows. I can't believe this. Yuri's going to be coming to my house on Sunday. Even though I thought I preferred to do this with Sayori, my anxiety still shoots through the roof. I guess I've gotten pretty used to handling her at this point, but who knows what might end up happening when we're outside of school. She even told me she was looking forward to it. I shake my head. Why do I feel nervous like Sayori is about to find out about this? It's not like we have any feelings towards each other, but besides, Monica said this is about the club. I have nothing to worry about. If I just go with it, then I'll have a good time. Okay, is something interesting gonna fucking happen soon or what? It's already Sunday. I've been getting increasingly anxious about Yuri's upcoming visit. I keep telling myself there's no reason to be nervous, but it doesn't help much. Yuri is clearly an introvert and also an intimate person in general. There's no doubt that she'll open up a little bit when it's just the two of us. Meanwhile, we've been texting occasionally. She was extremely apprehensive at first, but it wasn't long before I was already learning more about her. But putting Yuri aside, I haven't heard a thing from Sayori since she left the club the other day. It's not like we want to text each other all the time or anything, but I've been worried about her in the back of my mind. Between what Sayori said and what Monica said, is it really okay for me to put Sayori's feelings aside when she might need me? I decide to visit Sayori before Yuri comes over. Rather than asking, I simply tell her I'm coming over, more like we've done in the past. Once I reach Sayori's house, I knock on the door before entering it myself. Again, we used to play so often that I've made it a habit of simply entering each other's houses like we were family. The house is so quiet. Sayori isn't anywhere on the first floor, so I assume she's up in her room. It's already strange of her not to run down and greet me. I head up to the bedroom where I finally find her. Is it finally gonna get interesting? Okay, brace yourselves. Sayori? Oh, okay, it's fine. Hi, sugar. I sit down in her room. Sayori forces a smile, but it's easy to tell that she's different. There's a minute of silence between us. You haven't come over like this in a long time, have you? I guess you're right. It has been a long time. Not much has changed, has it? Sayori's room is messy as it's always been. I always recognize the same stuffed animals and wall decorations that she's had for years. If you came over more often, it wouldn't be such a mess, but that's because I always end up cleaning it for you. How come you suddenly wanted to come over today? Aren't you supposed to see Yuri? Yeah, but... Wait, how did you know that? Sayori had already left by the time we decided the last meeting. Monica told me. It's only natural for her to keep me informed about the festival preparations, right? That's true. And what about you? Are you going to be helping Monica? Of course, but I'm just helping her online. We didn't plan to meet up or anything. And so it's just me and Yuri then. Yep. There's more silence between us. Sayori stares in a random direction. Everything about her behavior is really uncharacteristic. I finally get to the point. I just wanted to see how you were doing after you left on Friday. And when something's wrong, you can't really hide it. So I know you too well, and yeah. Sayori smiles, shaking her head. That's no good, Sugarful. Why can't it just be like it's always been? This is all my fault. If I didn't get so weak and accidentally express my feelings, if I didn't make that stupid mistake, then you wouldn't have been so worried about me at all. You wouldn't have come here. You wouldn't have been even thinking about me right now. But this is my punishment, isn't it? I'm getting punished for being so selfish. What? I think that's why the world decided to have you come over today. It just wants to torture me. Sayori, what? I grab her by the shoulders. What on earth are you talking about? Listen to yourself. I know something's happened to you. There's no explanation for you to be like this, so tell me already. Until I know, I won't be able to stop thinking about it. Sayori gives me an empty smile. You really put me in a trap, Sugar. But you're wrong. Nothing's happened to me. I've always been like this. You're just seeing it for the first time. Seeing what? What are you talking about? You're really just going to make me say it, aren't you? I guess I have no choice. The thing is, I've really had bad depression my whole life. Did you know that? Why do you think I'm late to school every day? Because most days I can't even find a reason to get out of bed. What reason is there to have when I don't even fully know how worthless I am? Why go to school? Why eat? Why make friends? Why make other people put energy and caring to wait? Oh my god, this fucking game just fucking took a major turn. Jesus Christ. That's what it feels like. And that's why I just wanted to make everybody happy without anybody worrying about me. I'm in shock. I can't figure out how to respond. Yeah, that's deep, actually. Like, fuck. That's well, it's not deep, but it's like the worst kind of position to be put in. I've been in that position many fucking times. And it's like, yeah, what the fuck do I say? I'm not a therapist, bro. Like, how is it possible that Sayori kept this from me the entire time I've known her? Everybody's got depression, man. Everybody. But for some people, it's worse than others. Like, it's awful. I get it. Did she really want so badly for me just to not think about her? No, it's just having somebody worry about you is like you're a burden on them, and that's a shitty way to think, but that's the way people think. Why, Sayori? Why is it that you've never told me about this? Because it's a sore subject. It almost feels like I've been betrayed as your close friend, because if I knew, I wouldn't have done everything that I could to support you, even if there's only so much that I could do. See, that's the problem. We don't like those types of people. It's like we don't exactly have what we would want to support those people properly. Most of the time, they don't even know what they want, I would say. I would have tried a little bit harder to make every day a little bit better for you. That's why I'm your friend. All you had to do was tell me. Well, it's hard to tell people shit like that. I guaranteed, you know? You don't understand at all, Sugar. Why do you think I didn't tell you? Because if I told you, then you would have to waste effort caring about me instead of doing important things. See, but that's the whole point of having friends, is to have people like that would care about you. You know what I mean? But people don't see it that way when they're in that bad, depressive state of mind. You know what I mean? I don't want to be cared about. It's bittersweet when people try to care about me. It feels nice sometimes, but it also feels like a bat being swung against my head. That's why I wanted so badly for you to make friends with everyone else. Helping everyone be happy together is the best thing for me. But then I discovered something else too. Seeing you make friends and get closer with everyone in the club, it feels like a spear going through my heart. So that's why I decided the world just wants to torture me. Every path leads to nothing but hurt. You're right that I don't understand. I don't understand your feelings at all, Sayori. But I don't need to understand. Whatever it takes for me to help you stop hurting, that's what I'll do. No, Sugar, there's nothing at all. The only thing that could have helped me is if everything could be like it always was, but I was selfish. I finally showed you what a horrible person I am. What does that even mean, man? Like, just having depression doesn't make you a horrible person. That's not what it is. This is... Okay, finally this game started to get interesting. Like, holy shit, it's 2.5 hours in, but damn. Finally, there's something. Tears straight down Sayori's face. I made you join the literature club because I was selfish, and I was punished by my heart hurting in a way that I couldn't understand. And now you came here and I made you hurt too. I'm just weak and selfish. That's all I am. And that's why I'm going to accept these punishments. Because I deserve every last one. Without thinking, I once again grabbed Sayori's shoulders. This time I pull her into a tight embrace. Sayori, I don't care if you feel selfish. I'm really happy that you convinced me to join the club. Seeing you every day makes it worthwhile enough. If I make friends with everyone else, then that's just a bonus. But please never underestimate how much I care about you. I wouldn't have it any other way. Sayori isn't hugging me back. Despite my arms being wrapped around hers, Sayori's arms remain at her sides. She's sobbing into my ear. No, don't do this to me. Please don't do this. Sayori barely manages to speak between her sobs. I don't know if I'm doing the right thing, but all I want for her is to know that I care. If you have it in you to call yourself selfish, then you have to let me be selfish too. No matter what it takes, I'll figure out what needs to change. I'll make these feelings go away, and if there's anything that you need me to do, then you'd better tell me. I'll get mad if you don't. I don't know. Gently, Sayori finally puts her arms around me in return. I don't know anything, but it's all real scary. I don't understand any of my feelings, Sugar. The only time I'm not feeling nothing, or no, fuck, my bad. The only time I'm not feeling nothing is when I'm feeling pain. But your hugs are so warm, and that's really scary too. Sayori lets me go. As she does, I let her go as well. The festival's tomorrow. Yeah, it's gonna be fun, right? Yeah. How would you like for me to spend it all with you? It's what I want, I promise. I think that would be nice then. Yeah. Sayori wipes her eyes. If I could spend the whole day here, I would. Of all days, this has to be the one where I have other plans. Maybe I should cancel. No, don't. Please don't. If you did that, then I really wouldn't forgive you. But it's almost time for Yuri to meet me at my house, and at the very least, do you want me to come over and help you out? It would be fun. To my surprise, Sayori shakes her head. Damn. I'm sorry, I don't know if that would be very good for me today. You understand, right? It's kind of hard for me to fully understand, but I'm trying my hardest. It's okay. Don't worry too much about it. I'll see you tomorrow, okay? Alright, I'll look forward to it. I say goodbye, exit the house, and on the way home I find myself feeling very uneasy. It's hard for me to keep thinking about it when Yuri's on the way, though. So Sayori is right. I shouldn't care too much, and I'll just see her tomorrow. I should focus on what's ahead of me right now. As I approach my house, I see something that makes me feel a moment of panic. Yuri! Thank goodness, you're a little early. I'm sorry I wasn't home yet. Were you waiting for a long time? No, I just got here, but then I started to get nervous when nobody answered the door. You always could have texted me. If I had known, I would have reassured you and hurried my way home. I suppose that's true. I didn't think of that for some reason. It should be common sense to do that, but I had decided to ignore it. Anyway, let's go inside. I see you brought a lot of stuff with you. That's right. Anyway, did you manage to get everything? Yeah, okay, cool. I take Yuri to my room. The first thing she does is glance around curiously, which makes me feel anxious. She's just familiarizing herself with the environment. It's so clean. Yeah, I had to clean it before you came over, obviously, because that's what guys do. I would be really embarrassed for my room to be a mess while you were here. Well, I do enjoy cleaning. I would have gladly helped you. That would be even more embarrassing. Wait, don't look in there. I snatch Yuri's which was in the process of opening a desk drawer of mine. I'm sorry, I wasn't thinking for some reason. I was just spacing out. It's fine. I let go of her wrist. She puts both hands firmly in her lap, and as if she's making sure she's keeping track of them. Should we get started? Yeah. I have a few things planned that you can help with. Decorations, atmospheric enhancements, you know, mood lighting, aromatherapy candles. Oh, wow, I didn't know you planned on taking it that far. Of course, I want to help you take the guests to a faraway place. Although many will stop by just out of curiosity and for cupcakes, I guess. I'm determined to provide an experience that will leave them wanting more. That's great. It's easy to forget that you're a pretty intense person. Intense? I guess that's the best way to put it. Is that a bad thing? No, not at all. It's something that I like about you, actually. Is that so? That makes me feel kind of happy. Yeah, you don't need to be so anxious, though. You can relax a little. Relax. I brought some things for relaxation. I was going to use them during the poetry event. Oh yeah? Like what? Let's see. Yuri rummages through her bag. She pulls out a few candles and a wooden cylinder-shaped object. I did some shopping on the way here, so I have these in my bag. I plan to cover the windows in black paper and use the candles to light the room. I think that'd be amazing, don't you? What? Yeah, that'd be neat. What's the wooden thing? Oh, it's a diffuser for essential oils. Oh, that's so lame. How familiar are you with aromatherapy? Not familiar at all. Oh, is that so? It's one of my favorite contributors to a positive atmosphere. Depending on the oils or herbs you choose, you can change the mood of the air itself. No. You can even feel it permeate through your body. No. No, you can't. Relaxation, positive energy, romance, reflection. It's almost like magic. Yuri takes the cylinder and pushes the switch on the bottom. In just a moment, a thin ray of vapor appears and starts shooting at the top. Wow, that smells wonderful. What kind of mood is that one for? This is jasmine essential oil. Oh my god. Okay, this is some bullshit. I'm just gonna skip through this. Oh wow. Jasmine. Oh wow. Now they pull out some paper, start doing origami. Whoa, the knife she pulls out. The silver handle is an intricate pattern. The blade itself is gently tinted blue. There's no ordinary pocket knife. She looks really fancy. Why do you have it? Don't be weirded out. It's just because blades are pretty, apparently. I'm not laughing at you. She feels bad because she thinks it's weird to be carrying around a knife. She wants me to check it out. I take it and turn it around in my hands. It feels heavy and extremely solid. Where'd you get a knife like this? Curious of its sharpness, I feel the point of the knife from my index finger. Ow! Sugar, why'd you do that? I didn't expect it to be so sharp. I barely touched it at all. It's my fault. I should have warned you. The knife is extremely sharp. It can cut through skin like paper. No, oh my. Without warning, Yuri puts my finger in her mouth and licks the wound. I don't care if you liked a person. That's weird. I don't want them fucking drinking my blood, you know? What the fuck? I feel her tongue curl around my finger. Ooh, wow, ooh. Startled, I instinctively pull my hand back. Oh, please forgive me. I wasn't thinking. Yuri lowers her head, her face burning up. Yuri, that's the most embarrassing thing I've ever done. How could I do something like that? I'm sorry. Sure, it was a little weird and it took me by surprise, but I guess she was just trying to help, right? Nah, she won't that D. Yuri, I think you're overacting a little. She doesn't lift her head. What if she doesn't recover from this for the rest of the afternoon? Alright, you know what? This might be stupid, but I do it anyway. I take Yuri's hand and lick her index finger in return. That's really weird. Now we're even. Yuri just looks at me like I did something wrong. I knew that would be a bad idea. If not for the sweet aroma of the jasmine oil, the air would be extremely heavy right now. You're so weird. Yuri giggles. That's a good thing. Go get a bandage. It's just a tiny cut. You don't need it. Blah, 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 blah. After we finish attaching the paper to the ribbons, we lay them all out by our side. It looks like better than I expected. It looks great. Good thinking coming up with this, Yuri. Oh, thanks. It's just something I saw online, really. Pinterest, bro. Women, men, that shit'll help you. Pinterest is actually top tier. Are you ready to move on to the next task? Yeah, sure, let's do it. What do you have in mind? Well, I'd like to create a banner. That's why I'd like you to buy the paint tablets. Ah, that's right. One of the items Yuri asked me to buy was a kit of watercolor paint tablets. We'll need about 6 cups of water to put each of the tablets in. Do you mind fetching those for us? Of course not. 6 cups. I'll be right back. Thank you very much. Holy fuck. I'm so sick of this. Honestly, I wanted this to be a fucking scary one. Like... So, I thought we'd do something cool for the banner, some sort of sunset type thing. Yeah, it's fun painting, that's all they're saying. That's all that all of this is. Leans over to grab a paintbrush, but I move at the same time, causing our heads to bump. Sorry, Yuri feels bad. I quickly lift my hands in surprise. Are you hurt? No, I'm not hurt. It just startled me, that's all. Sorry, I should have asked you to get it for me. It's not your fault. Face to face, droplets of paint, blah, blah, blah. Went to get a towel, come back. Oh, I'm fucking tired. This shit is boring. Run to come back, you pat her face down with the towel. Oh, something wrong, it's just hot, didn't expect it. What is happening? The aroma, it's making me feel dizzy. I got the sensation through my arm. Her face is much closer to mine. Yuri pulls away. Oh no, they almost kissed? I didn't mean to space out. It's fine. Blah, 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 blah. The moment's over as soon as it began. You pick her up and brush her away, but her movements seem clumsier, like she's unable to focus. Bum, bum, bum. That should do it. I feel the night sky, blah, blah, blah. You have a great fucking night. Should leave before we have class in the morning. I assume that you're enjoying yourself. Blah, blah, blah. Start making dinner soon. It's getting late. Probably her fault. Sorry about whatever happened. This shit sucks, man. Who the fuck hyped this up? I kind of like that about you. Am I supposed to, as Yuri suddenly pulls back, she couldn't get a kiss. Oh, and then Sayori pulls up. Hi, Sugarful. No, we weren't, it's okay. I just stopped by to say hi. Okay, so now it's just like, oh yeah, the festival's tomorrow. Yuri runs away because she's embarrassed. Sayori couldn't believe that Yuri was going to come over here. So she had to see it for herself. She was probably watching for the door to open for Yuri to leave. And then she starts crying because she's upset Yuri is over, essentially. She thinks, oh, it's my fault, I'm being selfish because I was stupid and I wanted to express myself, but then you're talking to Yuri instead, is what she's saying. This shit's weak. So she thinks she's being selfish for wanting my character, and I don't want her, or my character doesn't want her, it wants Yuri. I'm gonna give it everything I got so that me and Sayori will still be dearest of friends. And then is this finally gonna be something? Sayori's not answering her phone. Okay, I think I see where this is fucking going, and if it's gonna go the direction I think, this game fucking sucked. If Sayori's just, quit being the breathful type, then it's just gonna be such a fucking waste of time. Monica knows probably about the depression. Sayori's poem. Get out of my head. I do what I know is best for you. I listen to everything she said to me. I show you how much I love you. I finished writing this poem. But a poem is never actually finished. It just stops moving. So I have to run to Sayori's? What was I thinking? I should have tried harder for her. I need to see. I reach Sayori's house and knock on the door. I don't expect an answer since she's not picking up her phone either. Like yesterday, I opened the door and let myself in. Sayori, she's really a heavy sleeper. I swallow. I can't believe I ended up doing this after all. Waking her up in her own house. Isn't this more like something a boyfriend would do? In any case. I rope Sayori. It's okay. I'm pretty sure I know exactly what happens. Yeah, bro. This is such a fucking waste of time. Oh my god, this sucked. It was so predictable. It was so predictable. Sayonara. Oh my god. Is this the whole game? Like, is that the actual end? Or what? Oh my god. Okay, so let me get this straight. The whole game is just like, okay, you have these 4 good-looking people that you can choose from, right? No, I'm sure there's more to it. Like, I know that there's like a big game theory lore fucking bullshit on it, you know what I mean? But like, essentially what that was, it was, there's 4 people you can choose from, and if you don't choose her, she just kills herself. Like, what even, bro? What was that? There's gotta be more to it. Like, I don't know, you can tell me just a little bit if you want, but don't spoil too much. Okay, I didn't think it was gonna be the end of the game. But oh my god, this is brutal. It just, there's so much filler. Yeah. I'll do that, but I'm just gonna do that in another episode. It's getting pretty late where I am right now, and I'm just really sick of reading. Like, I'm expecting so much more, I guess. That's the problem. I just had really high expectations because it's such a big game back in the day. So, I don't know. I guess it's fun to look into that sort of thing. You know what I mean? To get a perspective on that. But at the same time, it's like, it's a lot to get a perspective on that. It's a lot of reading and filtering out dumb bullshit. I don't know. I may not finish it. This might be the only episode. We'll see if I get more motivated, honestly. Man, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you very much for watching. If you like, you comment, subscribe, you can do all that cool stuff. That'd be sick. And yeah, it's just about 1 a.m. for me too. So yeah, thank you for watching though, and stay sweet, man. I'll catch you later. Peace. Appreciate it, man. I'll definitely try and play then. Okay, I'll give you that at least. Have a good night.